Standing by.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Complete.
The multi-dimensional portal is open. Konnichigen, it's your favorite superstar, the multi-dimensional Tajigen, Kaiden, a sentient star cluster in virtual idol form. Great to see you all. Welcome back to another Pokemon League building stream. This time we are going to go for one of the most exciting regions to do this with, which is Unova. You know what makes it so exciting? So, before we start getting into more Zatsudan, I feel like I need to talk about this. So far, what we've been trying to do with all of these is to stick to the Pokemon that were introduced in the generation that introduced that region as much as we can. And it's been difficult here and there, but for Unova, with the exception of the Fairy Gym, as we will see, we're gonna be able to do a lot. We're gonna be able to have many complete teams of just the Pokemon that were introduced in that gen, and no more than that. Even in Gen 1, we had issues with this. Again, the only one that's gonna be in trouble is gonna be the Fairy type, because there were no Fairy type Pokemon in Gen 5, that was introduced a gen later. And then the retroactive addition of the Fairy type to some existing Pokemon only added a Fairy type to 2 Pokemon, and the 2 of them are in the same evolutionary family. Cottonee and Whimsicott, I believe, but we'll get into more than that. Happy Thursday/Friday for all of you. The last Thursday, the last Friday of 2022. The end of the year is approaching, and so is the stream that we'll have there for New Year's Eve, but also New Year for some time zones. It would already be the new year for some time zones for sure. So yeah, mostly Zatsudan, talking about looking back at 2022 and talking about our goals and all of that for 2023. And you are here, Mist. Great to see you. Glad you could make it. And yes, tomorrow, before that though, Final Fantasy Friday, continuing to do things. Yes, I have been logging into Final Fantasy still nearly every day, and I had pretty much reached the maximum of tombstones I can have, which are 2,000. So I didn't do today the main scenario quest roulette. I just did like a leveling roulette for some Grand Company seals, and that's it. And the mini cactpot at the gold saucer, and that's it. Not gonna do much else. Tomorrow we may start with that. It's a nice way to warm up, kind of. I gotta keep doing those to keep getting used to the mechanics. We faced Garuda today. That's what I got in the roulette. Of all the things I could get, I had to get that bitch. You finished your Gunbreaker Glam today. Ooh. Now you gotta share a screenshot, Mist, on the Discord. Now you gotta share a screenshot. Huh? Gunbreaker sounds like if you have a nice glamour for that, I'm picturing Squall Leonhardt. I'm picturing something straight out of Final Fantasy VII. Something steampunky, cyberpunky, if you will. Something like that, yeah. Oh man, I'm already thinking of the things we're gonna talk about on Saturday. But I shouldn't get ahead of myself. We have a lot to do today with Pokemon. With the Pokemon. And actually, as I set it up, there's the reminder of the schedule. You did see it there in the starting soon screen. You posted it? Alright. Let me take a look at it quickly, actually. I'm going to open that. Yeah, we can see it on the stream, actually. I'm gonna open only one of the screenshots. That looks so nice. The black and white color scheme and the red sword. That is so good. But hold on. Just gotta put this on the stream. It always has to be set up manually. The way I put the window where we're gonna have... there we go. And there it is. The glamour for your Gunbreaker. Gunbreaker. I like saying that word, Gunbreaker. Just putting a lot of like emphasis on gun like that. No, seriously, it's a great glamour. I love the look of it. Ah, I've been playing Pokemon Black lately as well. Well, what we're about to do today is going to be perfect because it's the Unova League that we're building. This will be a very fun league, not just because of what I said earlier, because we have a lot of new Pokemon, 156 Pokemon introduced in Gen 5, but because they have a type expert for nearly every type. Since, as you can see, they started with 3 gyms, had the Poison type gym leader Roxy in Black 2 White 2. Colress is a Steel type expert. The only ones that are not covered are Rock and Fairy, I believe. But I'm seriously tempted to start shiny hunting for that playthrough. Ooh, beware the rabbit hole. Yeah, do whatever makes you happy there. Do whatever you think is gonna be a fun experience there. For example, remember how I said I was playing that Emerald modified game? I was originally planning to go for the completion of the Pokédex for that, but I don't know if I want to do it anymore. And a New Game Plus, I feel like I'm just gonna start another Pokemon game and then I'll keep switching between that Emerald game and the other Pokemon game maybe. Yeah, it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of grind. There's the other Crystal game that I was playing, where I was hunting for that roaming Mew. Again, it's a modified version of Crystal, so they had a roaming version of Mew. And there, it's been a grind, probably gonna multitask it while I listen to a podcast, an audiobook, or even watch a stream, something like that. Literally only one Pokemon to complete the Pokédex in Crystal, in that version of Crystal. But yeah, so much effort. If I can't bother, pardon me, if I can't even bother to catch a roamer, can you imagine if I did shiny hunting? I would never do shiny hunting. Well, one big exception. There's only 2 Pokemon that I would do this for. 2 versions of Pumpkaboo, so that I have a Pumpkaboo that doesn't evolve, and a Pumpkaboo that evolves into shiny Gourgeist. So I have a shiny Pumpkaboo and a shiny Gourgeist, and I think with Gourgeist, might be the case with Pumpkaboo as well, but they have different sizes as well. But I would just go for whatever size I get. Why those 2? That's a good question, because actually, let me show you here. We're in the Bulbapedia, so I should show you here. Oh yeah, we should put some lo-fi. So I love pumpkins, pretty much as I love stars and like dimensional portals and all that. I've said this many times, but if I weren't like this type of VTuber, this weren't my brand and everything, I would probably be like a pumpkin VTuber of some sort. Halloween style, maybe. Your current fave shiny you have right now is a Shaymin. Nice. So Pumpkaboo and Gourgeist, both of their shinies. Well, I'm just gonna show you Pumpkaboo. You can imagine Gourgeist, so you can see it yourself on the Bulbapedia. The shiny version. So I love pumpkins, right? So a pumpkin Pokemon is gonna be right up my alley, but then look at the shiny version. Hold on, let me show you from the home. Look at the shiny version. It's a purple pumpkin! Purple and black, are you kidding me? Of course I'm gonna love that, so I've gotta get those. And that's it. There may be others that have some nice colors, but I gotta go for those. Oh my god, it looks so beautiful. Gourgeist as well. I would keep both. The size doesn't matter. I could go even further and have one of every size, but that would be extreme to get that. Let me take a look at Shaymin, since you mentioned that. Or maybe it's Shaymin? In Japanese, it's Shaymi. Oh no, it's Shaymin. Yeah, Shaymin. But yeah, let's see. Ah, it becomes more of an aquamarine, a teal sort of color. That's so lovely. Nice. Where did you catch it? Where did you get it? What Pokemon game was it? Did you get it in a trade maybe? I don't know. You love the sky form? I love both, yeah. It's fun when you have those Pokemon that change form like that. Cherim, I think was another one. I think that was the name. You soft reset it. Oh yeah, because this is it's a mythical. Where can you even catch that actually? Brilliant Diamond. Flower Paradise requires Oak's letter. So how do you get Oak's letter? It's an event. Okay, yeah. I figured it was gonna be an event. Okudo no tegami. Tegami. Okudo no tegami. I love being able to read the hiragana right here, man. It just shows how much my practice has paid off. I didn't know tegami meant letter. I'm guessing it does. That's a translation they're providing for it. Tegami. Tegami. I'm gonna try to remember that. Can't get any more unless you have the original DS and Diamond Pearl Platinum. I see. Okay, I'm opening another window for the Lo-Fi Unova playlist, and let's get into this right now. I'm very curious to hear what Driftville City. I might not notice it because I'm probably gonna be speaking or something while the music is playing, but I'm curious to hear how Driftville City is in lo-fi because it's a super upbeat song. But yeah, where you can use this. I can get any more than the DS and Diamond Pearl Platinum, where you can use a specific DNS code to access the old mystery gifts. I don't know how that works. I don't know what that means. Specific DNS code. See, I'd love to get that though. Because eventually I want to do that, Mist. I want to buy myself a Nintendo DS and get the Diamond Pearl Platinum games. I've been thinking I want to start doing a collection of Pokemon games, and yes, that means getting all of them physically. And I think that means when I finally get Scarlet and Violet, I'm gonna have to get them physically. And that's good though, because a lot of the time, Switch games tend to be discounted physically. Like I go for like Amazon or some shop, some store, and you see them on a discount. You're more likely to find a discount for a physical game than you are to find a discount for them on the Switch shop. Nintendo rarely ever does discounts for their own games. Right now there's the Steam Winter Sale though, worth mentioning. I think I might get a couple games actually. I wanted to get those Vampire the Masquerade New York games. Like visual novel kind of games, I think they are. Shadows of New York, Coteries of New York, I think they're called. Especially because they tie into New York by Night, which is a campaign, a chronicle they've been doing. You can take a look at it on the official World of Darkness channels. It's really easy. Basically, you just change your DNS settings for your internet connection, and voila, you can actually use the internet on your DS again. Ah! Wow, I really want to check that out. Yeah, I'm really hoping I can somehow... If I can get the money to buy myself a 3DS, because they're quite expensive to get. I want to get a 3DS and get the Pokemon Bank before you're not able to get it anymore. Because the shop on the 3DS is gonna die, basically. And just get it. I just need to be able to download it, and after that I keep it forever there, and it has internet accessibility forever. But hey, you know, it's worth getting the 3DS shop versions of Gold, Silver, and Crystal because they make Celebi accessible. They make it so that anybody can get the GS Ball, and that gets you the event that gets you Celebi. Like, you don't need the internet or anything, it's just part of the game. So yeah. I really want to get that. But alright, we're going for a particular background here, the background we've used for every single one of these. Which region is this, by the way? It's Kanto, really. It kind of looked like Sinnoh from the preview. This is Unova. This is a Unova background. We could use it. There's no background for every region, but we could use it, honestly. But I want to have the same background for all of these. There's no background for every single region, sadly. I hope they add more backgrounds to this. These, you know, Poke Charms is wonderful. This is a fantastic trainer card maker. But yeah, there's some new things that could be added here and there. This is the modern trainer card maker. The classic one has more background options. But I think they haven't added Paldean Pokemon yet. And the resolution of the final images is very small, as you would expect, probably. Like, I think, for example... Yeah, there's no Paldean Pokemon. Farsage Clodsire, for example, it doesn't show up. This is the one that has it. You have to use an internet connection like mobile data to access it, unless you got a really old router. So you would have to use your phone? Okay, as long as it doesn't consume a lot of data. I'm okay with doing that. I don't have like a super expensive data plan on my phone. So yeah. So I have 1 gigabyte every month. Yeah, that's what I have. No, is it 1 gigabyte? No, yeah, it's 1 gigabyte. It's 1 gigabyte if I recall correctly. Yeah. So I can exactly just like watch a live stream while I'm on the train or something. While I'm on a bus or something. I can't do that for too long. Otherwise I hit the limit. But you know, I don't know if I set it up or if it's like that with the company by default, but it's a safe. It has a safeguard. Like you can't go over the limit and get overcharged. It just stops. It just stops being. You can't access anything online like that. Okay, yeah, send me the link. Thank you. Ah, yes. So I haven't played the Unova games yet. I gotta tell you though, Generation 5, I think is my favorite from what I've seen of the games. Just the fact that they introduced a complete quote-unquote Pokédex without relying on old Pokemon makes this a lot of fun. But then at the same time, the sequel games went back to previous Pokemon and even previous trainers for that reason. To also like give you that experience of connections to previous games, so it's not fully isolated. I mean, you have a few characters from previous games show up in black and white, but you have more of a connection with the previous games from here. Is Silen here? So we're gonna do Silen first and the gym leaders. They don't have a silent. How do you say it? Silen. You know, the grass type gym leader from there. I can't believe they don't have him, given that he's a companion of Ash in the anime. Like out of the 3 first gym leaders, Silen, Cress, Chili, he's the one that travels with Ash. And they didn't have him in Master CX, or they don't have him in the trainer card maker. F's in the chat for Silen, yeah. We might see the same for the other 2. Let me take a look. There's no Cress, there's no Chili. The first 3 gym leaders, Fire, Water, Grass, are not here, so we're gonna have the Ash Ketchum placeholder. Well, alright. Gen 4 is just a pain in the burn to do it with. Gen 5 is way easier? Really? Okay. I'll keep it in mind. But, you know, I haven't played the games, but I kind of recognize this song I'm listening to. I have listened to a lot of his music, especially the battle music. I'm familiar with a lot of the battle music from all the games I haven't played, which are a lot, sadly. But I'm hoping to fix that in the future. It's because, you know, to this day, I still have never gotten a Nintendo DS nor 3DS. Never got those. So there's a lot of the games that were released there that I haven't played, but at least I have a lot to look forward to when I have finally played them. Oh yeah, Driftville City's team. Yeah, it's a freaking bop. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Actually, no. Hold on. Before we actually begin the building, I gotta show you something, okay? I forget you gotta put the ad on the URL. Hold on. I gotta show you something, okay? What? You can't find my account. Did they delete my account or something? What the hell is going on? Sometimes the URL is really weird to input. There we go. There's a fan-made theme for Elisa as well? Really? Interesting. But hey, when you walk into Driftville City... Oh yeah, turn that up. Turn that up. You can see it on my TikTok, by the way. It's all there from my TikTok. Let's go back to the lo-fi music. Now, man, we're gonna get too overexcited if we keep playing the Driftville City theme. Alrighty, so we begin with the grass-type gym leader, Silen, or Silen. I don't know. I maybe need to watch the English dub of the anime, of the Unova arc. I haven't seen the Unova arc in any way. There's a ton of the anime I haven't watched. Though I'm kind of aware of the events that have happened, especially as of late. Because, you know, it's a very, very big time for the anime right now. And in the near future. With the world champion, Ash Ketchum! The world champion! Or Satoshi. And I'm sorry this is a spoiler, I think it's kind of safe to say it by now. Especially if you're watching this in archive video form. So here's Whimsicott, by the way. One of the few fairy-type Pokemon in Unova. And yes, every single one of the Pokemon that Zilan is gonna use here was introduced in Gen 5. This is where the fun begins. But, yeah, I'd be curious to hear that theme for Elisa. Maybe link it on the Music Heaven channel on the Discord. I'll take a look at it later. I need to link more music over there. Maybe a daily song or something. Something I've thought about before. Or at least one song per week. Just post songs that you're bopping to. Maybe, you know, the Justifies cover by that handsome, good-looking, good-sounding VTuber called Kaiden Tajigen that was posted a few weeks ago this month. Wow, how wonderful that was. You should listen to it. It's right here on the YouTube channel. But yeah. Simisage, Fairthorn, Maractus, Whimsicott. Yeah, I'm gonna be reading them all out loud when we finish. Serperior for the win. Yeah, you said it. You said it before. That you had a really good Serperior. By the way, I'm saving this to my computer. We'll take a look at a little gallery of all the finished trainer cards for the teams later. You're just not seeing it when I save it, so I think you just see the cursor disappear for a moment. Yeah, when you see the cursor disappear like that is when I'm saving it. But yeah. With Contrary and Leaf Storm on Utter Annihilation. What is Contrary? Well, there's a lot of abilities I don't know about. Make stat changes have an opposite effect. That is sick. I've never... I don't know if I faced any Pokemon. I've been playing a lot of Showdown here and there off the stream. Amano Jaku. Devil's Advocate. Leaf Storm lowers SP attack by 2 stages. Nice. So the counter would be to try to use a physical attacker. 140 power. Okay. You can see where I'm going with this? Yeah, debuff the hell out of them. Somebody trying to use Swords Dance? Ah ha ha ha! You're not gonna do that. Well, I mean, I'm guessing that it makes the opposite Pokemon stat changes. Oh no, wait, no. No, I got it wrong. So Leaf Storm will lower the user's stat changes. But then, okay. I got it. Oh man. Using something like Draco Storm. Shuckles, Shuckle, mighty Shuckle, Spinda, lovely Spiral Eyes, eh? Okay. Oh, and it's a hidden ability of the Serperior line. Basically makes Serperior gain special attack instead of lose, yeah. Ooh, that's so cool, Inkay and Malamar, first ability. Fomantis, Lurantis, Enamorus. Not a lot of Pokemon have this, that's probably why I haven't seen that. Eventually I'm going to make a team that includes Serperior in it in Pokemon Showdown, because I want to make a team including all the starters of every region, and also a team with non-starters representing each region. I've said it before. In the same Excel document that I'm consulting right now to make these teams, by the way, I have that. So I'm probably gonna use Contrary there for Serperior. Ooh, missed, you just made me aware of something very powerful. I'm gonna do that. It only has 75 base SP attack though. You know, it's gotta be balanced somehow. Still. There's gotta be a balance somehow. It's understandable. Imagine if special attack stats were actually good. Yeah. Let's have a look at it. 75. Yeah, you gotta have a balance somehow. Otherwise it's OP when you have something like this. They're aware that they gave it one of the hidden abilities can be quite powerful like that. So that's the thing, to balance it, or maybe you see it the other way around. To balance it, you give it those buffs those buffs that still damage the opponent while you're doing them. So you don't just spend a turn buffing yourself, like Sword Stance or Calm Mind or something like that. It's good like that. It's still good in that way. Also, up in grass moves, in a way, yeah. It's also kind of works. It's more limited, though. But there you are. There you are. Okay, so back to the trainer card maker. Let's go for Cress. Or no, let's go for Chili. That's the order in which they listed them. Still the Ash Ketchum placeholder. I don't know why I have Ash as a placeholder. At least I got another outfit for him to distinguish him, maybe? I think it's one of his Signet suits. Yeah, actually, I think it's the Pikachu Signet suit. That's why he has those colors. I guess I just went for... Ash can be a representation of a default trainer because he's the central protagonist of an anime that has run for 25 years or so. So yeah, I guess it works in that way. So here's the signature of Chili, Fire-type gym leader. So a reminder that this ultimate version of the leagues makes it so that every region has a gym for every single type. And you can earn 18 badges if you want. But to qualify for a special Pokemon League tournament, that is not unlike the tournament that you see in Sword and Shield. You know, because they don't have the Elite Four, and this doesn't have the Elite Four either, though this is subject to change. Well, there, that is indeed what you have. You know, I'm tempted to give Galarian Darmanitan to Chili. Chandelier is the signature of Phoebe, and Volcarona is the signature of Alder. So there's kind of that repetition of a signature. I mean, Emboar, a starter, is the signature of one of the Pokédex holders. I don't remember who, I think it was Hilda. But I mean, and also one of the Black 2, White 2 Pokédex holders, but whatever, man. It's not the end of the world if it repeats. Let's save it like this. Alright, now Cress. We have the three monkey ape like Pokemon. I missed the word. You know, Pampur, Simipour, Pansage, Simisage, and Panseer, Simiseer. I saw a post by someone recently saying that they are some of the few Pokemon that have not been in a main series Switch game yet. Because by this point, by the release of Scarlet and Violet, since they keep limiting the Pokemon you can catch in the games ever since Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, or if you want to start counting since Sword and Shield, you kind of have to see which ones have made it to the Switch, right? Not counting the Pokemon Home. Simipour, Basculin. This is just regular Basculin, I guess. Let's have it be the blue stripe form. I don't know if anybody gets the red stripe form. So we want to have as much representation of Pokemon as possible. At least when it comes to the final evolutionary stage or so. He's gonna get Samurott as well. Seismitoad. What a fun Pokemon this is to look at and to think about using. I mean, there's another Pokemon that has a similar typing with Swampert. Well, yeah, the same typing, water, ground, but something about Seismitoad makes it be fun. Even though it has quadruple weakness to grass. There's a lot of Pokemon that have double weakness to something that are still fun. Like Golem, well, at least to me. Golem, Garchomp, Salamence, Dragonite. There's a lot of dragon types there. But yeah, you get the idea. Torterra also. Another starter with quadruple weakness. Oh yeah, Charizard has a quadruple weakness to rock. Unless you Mega Evolve it to Mega Charizard X. I mean, it's a Pokemon that's been super over-promoted by Nintendo. Or Game Freak or the Pokemon Company. Whoever you want to hold responsible for this. But at the same time, it has quadruple weakness. Get yourself a rock-type move. Hopefully it works out. Depends on the stats. Depends on what's going on in the battle. Maybe he has a weakness policy, and he's able to resist that, and then, oh, its stats are gonna be boosted after that. I don't know. A focus sash. You never know. Alright, so this is Cress, the water-type gym leader. So yeah, it's not only you have 18 gyms. So the Striaton, I forget, I don't know how you pronounce the city that they're from. But Striaton City, Sanyo Shiti. Let me see. Sanyo Shiti. Hi. Sanyo Shiti. I can read the freaking katakana. Still learning the katakana characters right now. Well, to be fair, they're also kind of putting it here in Romaji, but still. Sanyo Shiti. I got it. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to do more Japanese learning streams. I want to keep progressing through katakana and still review hiragana here and there. But yeah, they would all be separate gyms, maybe within the same building, but they would now be separate gyms in this ultimate version of the league. And you would be able to challenge all of them, unlike the original games where they come from, in which you can only challenge one. And, well, you actually don't get to choose. The game chooses for you based on your starter, as far as I know. Anyway, let's keep going. Now we're out of Striaton City. Let's see if Lenora is here. So this is gonna be... Lenora is not here. There's a lot of Unova characters missing here, I think. Let me see. Hilbert. Okay. Hilda. Nate. Rosa. Hugh. Okay. Bianca. Sharon. Now, Sharon, in this case, is not gonna be... That is correct? Okay. Yeah, again, I haven't played them yet, but I have read a lot about them. I'm already familiar with a lot of Pokemon from games I haven't played, thanks to things like Pokemon Showdown, right? Pokemon Showdown got me into this. It's part of the idea behind this, but there's two things that also were a big inspiration to what we're doing right here. So these 6 Pokemon teams are meant to be like for the ultimate version of their team. I'm picturing you're challenging them in some sort of competitive mode like what you had in Gym Leader Castle in Pokemon Stadium and in the World Tournament of Black 2 and White 2. So I've been mentioning them a lot in all the past streams we've been doing for this and in the description of each of those streams. Take a look at the description for this one and take a look at the description for them. It says it right there. It's inspired in part by the World Tournament of Black 2 and White 2. The difference would be that you would also be able to have a mode in which you face all 6 of them with all 6 of your Pokemon. That would be great. Which is why I'm hoping to create them in Pokemon Showdown. The only caveat is that I won't get an AI to do it. But hey, it works out. And it's worth mentioning because here is the generation that has those games at last. Black 2 and White 2. So it's more relevant even. I think I'm going to head to bed. Have fun creating those teams, Kaiden. It always is. Thank you for being here, Mist. And for also having fun talking about Pokemon. Have a good sleep, alright? Oh yeah, Suminakai. But yeah, it's weird that they don't have Lenora here. So it's gonna be the Ash Ketchum placeholder. Because in this case, the one that remains the normal type gym leader is Lenora. It's not Sharon. It's not Sharon. So, let's do it like this also. It remains as the Ash Ketchum placeholder. Watchog is her signature here. Watchog, however you say it. I love the eyes of Watchog. I'll maybe get it for one of my teams in my Unova playthroughs in the future. She of course gets Audino. Oh, and she actually gets Mega Audino. I guess that also gives you the option. I guess that also gives you a fairy Pokemon in a way. I feel like she shouldn't have Mega Audino because the one that's gonna get Mega Audino is gonna be the fairy type gym leader. So let's not do this. It's gonna be just a regular Audino. Audino. I'm curious about the Japanese name. What is the Japanese name? Tabune. Yeah, this is one of the katakana symbols that I haven't learned yet. This ne, I assume, symbol. I haven't gotten to that part yet. All the more reason to continue practicing. I mean, I gotta continue practicing off the stream as well. It's not like I only practice when I'm doing the Japanese learning streams, but I also miss some days here and there. I haven't had a long Duolingo streak in a while. And it's also because I now have multiple places where I do it. I was sticking to Duolingo for a while only, but I'm also starting to do other things like Renshu, Lingo Deer, Well, I had Lingodeer before, but now I've come back to it. And the RPG game, though, I haven't done those lately, but the option is there. I'm hoping to do them for a future stream. Yeah, for Saucebok, what season can we represent here? There's... Well, we're gonna go for the official artwork. They have, I believe this is spring. Let me see. This is fall, maybe? Or maybe this is fall? This is maybe spring? This is summer? This is winter? I don't know. But yeah. Cincino. I think that's how you say it. That looks very Italian, the double C. So it kind of looks like you have to say Cincino. Or even Cincino, but I think it's Cincino. Bofalant. The Pokemon that reminds me of Tauros so much. And then Umphassant. Gonna make it be... well, yeah, this is the male Umphassant. They don't have any, like, female Umphassant artwork here. That's kind of funny. But okay, yeah. Because I gave her the male Umphassant, and I think the female Umphassant is on Charon's team. But I don't remember. So Charon's team is gonna be more based on, like, his teams as a rival in Black and White, rather than the team as a gym leader. Because again, Lenora is the one that gets the normal team. Because she's the one that remains the normal gym leader. Okay, let's see if they have Berg. I don't know. Okay, finally, the first Unova character. Berg. Finally here. The Bug-type gym leader. Yes, we got a Bug-type gym recently. In Scarlet and Violet. So it's nice when you have those. I know at this point we've had a gym of every type. But sometimes there's some types that feel underrepresented. I mean, there's only been one dark gym so far. So it would have been nice to see another one. Even if it's in a generation in a row. I mean, they do that all, here and there. We have a water type gym in Scarlet and Violet. We also had a water type gym in Sword and Shield. That doesn't, and Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl for that matter. That doesn't mean it's not a good idea to do it. The only one where it made sense to make every single one of them different than the previous gen was when they did it in Gen 2. What we haven't had, the place where we haven't had every type represented is the Elite Four so far. There's many types that have not been used by an Elite Four member. Normal, I remember, is one of them. Would be fascinating to see a normal Elite Four user. And before you are gonna say it, if you played Scarlet and Violet, no, Larry does not count in this case. But yeah, Berg. This is Berg's team. So yeah, I'm not saying the Pokemon out loud, but you're seeing it. You're seeing it. And at the end of the stream, I'm gonna read them out loud. So let's keep chatting about these things. I may be saying, hey, this is why I decided on this Pokemon for this person. But sometimes I may not say anything. So yeah. No, most of these are very straightforward because they involve only Pokemon that were introduced in that gen. But finally, with Elisa, we're gonna go for one Pokemon that was not introduced in Gen 5. Because they didn't introduce enough electric evolutionary families there. So, yeah, this is the Black 2, White 2 Elisa outfit, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, let's have this look for her. My gosh, her style is so freaking good. Just so on point. Yeah. I'm starting to get a nice... I'm starting to vibe quite nicely with the electric type. And for that matter, the electric type experts. Volkner, Iono, especially Iono because she's also a live streamer. Like me, like a lot of people like me. It's great. I relate to her, let's go. And she streams all her gym leader challenges, let's go. I would totally do the same. But yeah, Stunfisk is the... Yeah, this is the regular Stunfisk. And alright. Here, she gets Ampharos. Based on one of the teams she got in one of the games, I forget which one. No, yeah, it was probably Black 2 and White 2. I don't remember if it was on the World Tournament itself or before that. But that's it. The other option I put forward was actually Or no, wait, I was gonna say Galarian Stunfisk, but no. That's with Clay, who is up next. Because Galarian Stunfisk is Ground Steel. And I didn't do... regular Stunfisk for Clay, as we'll see in a moment, because she already has it. I mean, Elisa already has it. So let's save this. Erectoric no Jimu. Erisa. Hopefully I said it correctly in Japanese. Well, I probably said it like if I'm just borrowing the words in English, but I don't know if they have different words for like gym. I'm almost certain they just say Pokemon Jimu or something like that. We're now on Clay. Oh, before I forget, let me change the name and let me change the image. Do they have Clay in this? Yes, they do. There's Clay, and he, I believe, is also responsible for the World Tournament. So here's somebody who's also responsible for these streams, in a way. In game, he's responsible for the World Tournament. Like, he's a big real estate investor. You know who he reminds me of because of the whole outfit and the fact that he invests in a lot of real estate, buildings, properties? He reminds me of Dog Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. Ah, there we go, there we go, there we go. He reminds me a lot of him. Dog Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. There's a resemblance there because of the hat and the sort of Texan clothing, I think. Unova is based in... Well, it's based in New York, the metropolitan area. But you may also extend that to be the United States. So with that in mind, until they do another part of the United States in another region, maybe. But yeah, with that in mind, it kind of makes sense to have that. Things that are based in other parts of the US in terms of style, visuals, culture, etc. In a way, or in Colosseum and XD kind of had that. They had a Wild West vibe here and there. If I had it my way and I made these ultimate versions of the leagues with the ideas I propose, like you can challenge the 18 gyms, you have the possibility of entering the tournament with just 8 badges. You can challenge the champion if you win that tournament or if you get all 18 badges. So you don't even need to go to that tournament if you get all 18 badges, but you might want to anyway, because it's fun. And other ideas that I've said in the previous streams, you know, if I had it my way and I made this into a game, I would also have cameos from characters from other regions. So in the Hoenn games, and maybe the Unova games, I would have Mirror B show up from the GameCube Pokemon games. Yeah. I would probably have the Colosseum version of Mirror B with the salsa music show up in the Hoenn games, and in the Unova game, a game I should say in singular, because it would only be one game. Since you get access to all Pokemon in the Pokédex, there's no reason to have different versions, especially since there probably wouldn't even be communication with other players that much. But yeah, in the Unova game, I would have the XD version of Mirror B with the disco music. So we also get Pokemon that are kind of from other regions with Clay's team. Galarian Stunfisk and Runrigus, which comes from Galarian Yamask, because these also are both ground type. Regular Stunfisk is also ground type, primarily. But yeah, with Yamask, they change it to also give it the ground type, to make it ground ghost. Much like Golurk, actually. Although I think it's ghost ground? No, actually it's ground ghost, or at least Runrigus is. But yeah, let's save this. Clay. And the Clay is from Driftveil City, by the way. The one that we were bopping to earlier. How can you blame me? This song just slaps so much. So well. Next is Skyla, and I remember now, it wasn't Cheren that got the female Omphissant, it's Skyla. Because she repeats the Pokemon, but there's no female Omphissant artwork here, so we're just gonna go for... Hey, she had some nice holiday outfits, so very fitting to see it now in the current season. But yeah, let's go for Skyla. We go From the ground to the sky. Let's go. But that also reminds me of the stream yesterday. I am so glad we were able to finish it with a victory. And I'm so glad that I had those holiday outfits for my fall guy. You just see this little Santa Claus just falling. This jelly bean Santa Claus falling everywhere. She's gonna get regular Braviary. I didn't give her Hisuian Braviary, that's okay. On the past stream, we made some teams representing Hisui because it was the Sinnoh stream, so it has that as well. It has that as well. It's already represented there. We didn't get to represent all the new Pokemon from Hisui, but if this ever becomes a full game, maybe, I'll probably have them there represented. You know what I would love to do? I would love to create like 100 different teams, and there is where I would have the non-fully evolved Pokemon. Even like this would be based on like Mount Battle. That's another one that I forgot to mention that is the inspiration behind this, where you just go through 100 trainers. Every 5 trainers you would meet one of the type experts we see here. So if there's a type expert for every type, that's where you meet them as well. For example, Paldea has canonical type experts, and canonical is what I'm using here because I've also been proposing that we have a lot of new characters to be able to, you know, have new gym leaders for the types that don't have a type expert yet. In the other places though, where they already have a type expert, even if they're not a gym leader, in this case they would become a gym leader. The Elite Four members, for example, become gym leaders in this case. Colress becomes the Steel type gym leader. That doesn't mean that his background as a in Team Plasma is gone though. He probably may still have that as a background. I don't know if there's much going on with the villainous teams in these dream games, but yeah, making it and somehow having an AI that you can challenge this with. I'm probably not gonna do 100 teams for every region in Pokemon Showdown though. That would be extreme. Like, it's a ton to manage in one. Like, I would have a ton of teams. Just even if I have them in folders, it's just too much. You know, I would have to sort through a lot of teams. And since there's no AI, you know what I'm actually gonna end up doing? That's probably gonna be off the stream, but when I create those teams, I'm just gonna challenge, quote unquote, the gym leaders and champions and other characters by just using them in 2 windows, in 2 monitors. One is the team I'm challenging with, and one is the other one that I'm sort of doing. And it's kind of like playing chess, single player, you know? You flip the board, you do the other side. And you do your best to pretend you're not knowing what the other person is thinking, because that other person is also you. You just do, well, this is what I think is the best move here. It's kind of like that. So that's what we do. Right, so let's go for Bryson now. I'm curious to see if they have Bryson, and if they do... Okay, I wonder if they would have like the Bryson from Pokestar Studios. That was like this tokusatsu kinda character. But they don't. I hope they do it for an event in Pokemon Masters EX. Because again, most of this artwork for the trainers is taken from Masters EX. Which I need to play one day, but my phone is not compatible. That's for when I eventually get a new phone. Let's see, Vanillux is the Ice-type gym leader. Oh, Vanillux is such a fun Pokemon. I'm definitely gonna get one of those for one of my Unova teams when I play the games. Oh, and this is Galarian Darmanitan that he gets. Look at that. It's so much fun to look at. Nice for the current season, right? He gets Weavile and Dugong, yes. Ice is one of the most underrepresented when it comes to new Pokemon introduced in Gen 5, but that's okay. This is based on the Pokemon he got in one of his teams, probably. I'm just gonna do it like this, Dugong. Listen. There's Driftveil City! Oh my god, it still slaps. Even though it's lo-fi. Like, I just want to stay silent and listen. Tanoshi. Ah, wow, I gotta listen to these lo-fi versions more often. Wow. You know what? I'm just gonna make a tweet about it. Even in low 5, Driftville City's theme still slaps. And now we go for the Dragon type gym. So, this is not a spoiler for the Unova games, but Iris ends up as the champion in Black 2 and White 2, so we would have a champion team for her that is not Dragon monotype. So, Drayden is the Dragon type gym leader here. Let's see if they have a picture for Drayden. They do not. Poor Drayden. I was looking forward to seeing the bearded figure of Drayden, that unique beard that he has. Just take a look at him. Take a look at that beard that he has. Hold on, let's go for a bigger picture here. There we go. Just look at that beard of his. Ugh, it's so cool. Looks kind of cozy too. Probably good for cold weather. Really covers your face there. He definitely kind of looks like a dragon, right? I love it when dragon type trainers look like dragon riders of a fantasy setting, or dragon tamers, or they look like there's something about them that makes them look like, yeah, I can see this person training dragons. If that makes any sense. So let's do Drayden. Rodigon is his signature. Fascinating dragon Pokemon. No pre-evolutions, no evolutions. Just Rodigon, just like that. And then Haxorus, which is the signature of Iris, but Drayden should still get one. Haxorus, another fun Pokemon. Hydreigon, which is a mighty Pokemon. You only get that final evolution at like level 60 something. Let me take a look at it quickly, actually. From Dino, however you say Dino, Swalus. Oh no, Dino and then Swalus, level 64. You can finish the first run of like the game in Black and White before you actually challenge Alder. The first run of the Elite Four and then the battle against N, and you still don't have a Hydreigon if you have a Swalus in your party. Like, wow, it's a bit too high level, it feels like. Like, they should have made the Elite Four higher, maybe. Though I might end up doing that if I go for one of these, because I think I'm gonna go for the hard mode version of those games when I finally play them. But after Generation 5, it got a quadruple weakness to Fairy, because Dark and Dragon are both weak to it. And then the remaining 3 dragon types are dragons from other regions, mostly based on the team he was giving. So I think he got a Flygon. Let me see my notes here. Okay. This is maybe a temporary team, but this is what I'm giving him. I think I gave him these. Hold on, let's see what he has. The other teams he gets. Ah, yes, he gets Flygon right here. He gets Altaria, that's why I gave him that. Let's see the World Tournament. Okay. He got Salamence. I didn't give him Salamence, I gave him something else. Because I also wanted to have more region representation if possible. So, instead of Salamence, you know what I gave him? You know what we're gonna give him? He's gonna get Dragapult. For type variety and for something that's strong in the meta. These teams are not meant to be like super meta strong, super competitive or whatever. Like, if we were to make the moves for this, when I eventually make them in Showdown, it's probably gonna be like that, but based on the moves and the items that we give them, they're not even gonna be based on that. It's just gonna be... If you were facing them as AI, as a single player experience, like a battle facility, that's what the World Tournament is also. It's in the same place as the Battle Frontier, the Battle Tree, etc. Well, if you were facing them like that, it's meant to be like a fun experience where you kind of see a great variety of Pokemon. You get to have your team, they would still be Eevee, Ivy trained though, but and Nature's probably would be matching that, but the moves and the held items wouldn't necessarily be like video game championship level or something like that. But here and there we do a few things that may look good for that level of play. Dragapult is like a high tier Pokemon, which makes me happy because it's a ghost Pokemon. It's my favorite type. But yeah, what a beautiful Pokemon. Dragapult. I need to get it in one of my teams actually. I've done quite a few monotype ghost teams in Pokemon Showdown, but I still haven't done Dragapult actually. So let's see, Roxy. Now we go for Black 2 and White 2. So Marlon is another gym leader that was introduced there. We are gonna do a team for him right after Roxy here, but he's not gonna be the water gym leader. Otherwise, I break the trinity of Silly, Chillin, and Cress, which doesn't work. Rather, Marlon is probably, if we were to make this into a game, you'll probably encounter him in the tournament, in the Pokemon League tournament, or in the Pokemon League tournaments, I should say in plural, because this would also bring inspiration from Pokemon Stadium and Showdown, Battle Revolution maybe, in that you would have little cup tournaments. You don't need to get gym badges for that, but if you win that, you don't get to challenge the champion, it's just for fun. Maybe. Then you also have the one in which everybody gets scaled down to level 50 or scaled up to level 100. But you would also have a version in which there's no level scaling, and they're always like in certain levels. Or maybe there's level scaling, but they make it be a challenging level based on your party. I don't know. Well, yeah, there would be a version that is not like competitive based. Like you can just out-level the Pokemon and brute force your way through it. So that you can have a single player regular experience and not have to be tied down to it. That would be an optional style of play. This is not like Radical Red, what I'm thinking about. Do I really want to play that fan game? It sounds like it's fun. Hopefully it's not as grindy as it sounds, but anyway. I'm trying to put Roxy. Roxy's here, yes. Yeah, Unova's kind of underrepresented when it comes to Master CX or Pokecharms at least. So with Roxy, I did something fun. Because again, there's a couple poison-type Pokemon that she needs to get from other regions. But I'll tell you what I did in a moment. Scolipede. Man, Scolipede with Whirlipede or Scolipede with a speed boost and just making it be a hazard setter. You know, you give it Protect and you give it a couple hazard setting moves and a damaging move. You set up the Toxic Spikes maybe, but you always protect yourself first, and a Focus Sash as well, so you can set up as much as you can. And man, such a great setup. Because you protect yourself, and then he gains the speed boost, so you can guarantee that you're gonna go... Almost guarantee that you're gonna go before the Pokemon. There's a lot of counters to this, but... There's some counters here and there to this, but it's still overall a great setup. She also gets Garbodor, not Gigantamax. But if there's a Gigantamax option, she maybe gets it. If she has a Terrastalize option, maybe she gets that too. Amoonguss, the imposter Pokemon. Amoonguss, oh, I just love it though, I just love it. Long before Among Us came out, this Pokemon existed, but still, you can't help but think about that. Just from the name. When I finally, yes, a Viper she gets from another region. It's based on one of the Pokemon she has in a team. I think. But I also gave her Toxapex for type variety and because it's a fun one to have. I've seen a lot of water and poison monoteams. And I gave her Toxtricity amped form. Because not only is it a poison type, but look at her. She's a rock music player, or metal player for that matter, with that electric guitar. I mean, Toxtricity is perfect for her. If they do Unova remakes, I hope she gets Toxtricity in one of her teams. She must get it. So, that's the 6 fully evolved Pokemon team for Roxy. Tanoshimita na. Tanoshi. So that's all the 18 gym leaders. Let me check the folder. Make sure that I didn't miss anyone. I should have 18 trainer cards now. Time is flying. But we're also doing this kind of fast. Whoa! Hold on! I've only done 11? What the hell? Oh, no, wait. No. We also have the Elite Four. Still, 11 doesn't seem right. I think I forgot to save a few. Oh, man, I think I forgot to save a few. We're gonna have to redo them quickly. But I'll look at them later. Let's just keep going forward. Yeah, because with the Elite Four... No, hold on. That's 11 types. A couple of these are gonna be new characters. No, it's the gym leaders that we're finishing with, as we're about to do Marlon. But he's gonna be like an extra trainer. He's not gonna be the water type gym leader. So we have 4 with the Elite Four who are now gym leaders. That's gonna be 15. Colres is 16. And then Rock and Fairy. Okay, no, we're still good. We're still good. It's just time is flying. That's also why it feels like I've done it very fast. I'm having fun. And I hope you're having fun with me. Building these things. So, do they have Marlon? Nice, they have Marlon. I'm surprised, actually. So, yeah, you know, I love Marlon. Great character. There's few characters that I dislike in Pokemon, if there are any. I gotta tell you, I kind of dislike Rika from Scarlet and Violet, only because of that stupid quiz that you have to take in the champion assessment. Like, you know, just because I don't remember the name of a gym leader, that doesn't mean, or the city where this gym was, that doesn't mean that I'm not champion material. What the hell? If I tell you that I'm in the Pokemon League just to have fun, I'm there to be a champion too, but I also want to say I'm here to have fun. That doesn't mean I failed the champion assessment. What the hell is wrong with you? Get that stick off your ass. Seriously, she has a stick up her ass, or maybe she's just following rules, but still. I don't know, man. That's in Scarlet and Violet. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, sorry to have gone on that rant. That may look irrelevant, but yeah. Anyway, I think he does repeat Pokemon. Oh yeah, with him, I also gave him a few from off-region. We can just have fun going way beyond Unova. He gets Starmie, for example. This is a signature of Misty. But just like Misty, he's a swimmer. In swimming gear. Look at it, like... Misty and Marlon would make like a great tag team in that way. Like they're in a relay swimming competition, and then they're also in a double battle in Pokemon. Right? That would be fun to look at. Would make a great material. It would make great material for an anime episode, actually. Like, you know, they enter a swimming competition together, relay maybe, or they compete against each other, and then they also tag together in a Pokemon battle that's double, or they face each other in a Pokemon battle. Who is the ultimate swimming gym leader? I was gonna say who's the ultimate swimmer, but swimmer is also a regular trainer class. You get Alomomola. It's also the other water-type Pokemon that were not represented in Cress's team. Or any other team for that matter. Or at least, yeah, I think that's what I did. Because Cress didn't get Alomomola. And then I also gave him Wailord. Which I think Wallace also had. Yeah, we did something similar in Hoenn, in which we had 2 water gym leaders. But in this, I made Wallace be like a former champion or like a very high-level trainer. That used to be the gym leader of the Sutopolis gym. But then Juan came back when Wallace departed from that position, because Juan is the mentor of Wallace. But yeah, because I'd rather have Steven still be the champion of Hoenn. I think he makes a better champion than Wallace. I'm not saying that against Wallace. There's something about Steven that just kind of feels better. Something I like about him, if that makes any sense. Chantal. So now we go to the Elite Four members who are now gym leaders. And I've said this before, I'll keep saying it. Don't think of it as a demotion of the Elite Four members. Think of it as a promotion of the gym leaders. Because that's what we're saying here, that a gym leader is at the level of an Elite Four member. They are video game bosses, you know? And the story implication here, the in-universe implication here, is that gym leaders get a lot of challenges, but the majority of those challenges, they win. The majority of trainers who challenge gym leaders don't get the badge. They don't win. You as the player character are meant to be an extraordinary trainer. Thus you become champion. Thus you save the world from the villainous team. That sort of thing, right? Maybe you complete the Pokédex. You're meant to be an extraordinary individual. This is not a common thing that happens in the Pokemon multiverse. Well, common if you look at the multiverse, because, oh, you know, there's always a savior and a champion in every universe, or nearly every universe, but you get the point. And it would be the same here in this game that has 18 gyms. That's why when you get 18 badges for every single gym, you can challenge the champion with that. Like, that's... You don't even participate in the tournament. Like, that's meant to be a big deal. And it may sound easy on paper. From a video game perspective, maybe. You're like, oh, yeah, some trainer may look at it and say, oh, yeah, I don't have to bother with that tournament. Like, I can just challenge 18 gyms and just get the 18 badges and that's it. But as you do it, it's an exhausting journey. You're like, man, you know what? Maybe I should just get 8 and go for that tournament. And that's it. And yeah, I would think I would imply in-universe. This may not be a gameplay thing, but in-universe you would be able to challenge that tournament in other ways too. Like they did in the anime and the manga, I think. And by the manga I refer to Pokemon Adventures. By the anime I refer to the one with Ash. That's gonna get new protagonists soon, but yeah. It's gonna be weird not to refer to the Pokemon anime as the one with Ash. Well, you know, the one with Ash and then the new trainers. Or even just the one with Pikachu, because even Pikachu is not gonna be the protagonist anymore. There's 2 protagonists in the Pokemon anime, Ash and Pikachu. Other people may also be gone, like Team Rocket, I think. Jesse James and Meowth, they're not gonna be around anymore. But of course, I wouldn't be surprised to see them pop up later in a cameo or a special appearance. Like the same way Misty and Brock have been coming back here and there for a single episode or 2, even an arc. That's how they're gonna be in the future. Ash, Pikachu, Team Rocket, even other characters like Serena. That's what happened with previous companions of Ash. If they came back later, except for Brock because he was a constant companion for many regions, but if they came back later, they were there for like a special feature, a couple episodes or so. Not really a full season, again, with the exception of Brock in Hoenn and Sinnoh, and Johto if you want to count that. He was there in Sinnoh, right? Maybe I got it wrong. But alright, Chantal. My favorite because she's a ghost type specialist and I love her vibe so much. She's a writer, which is just great. I'd love to be a writer too. I've sort of, partly since I became a streamer, I sort of set that aside. The last time I participated in NaNoWriMo, which is one of the main things that was getting me into that, was in 2016, 6 years ago. Doesn't feel like that long ago. But yeah. Golurk. She gets Jellicent as well, and she gets... oh, this is where you can have the other gender. Right, I didn't see the icon. Marlon got the male Jellicent, the blue one that is, and she got the pink female Jellicent. Not because the trainers are male and female, it was just random, I think. Or based on what they got in the games, actually. I believe Chantal had... Let me see, Marlon... Let me see both of their teams. Marlon had a male Jellicent. Chantal has a female Jellicent. So it's based on what they got in the games. So don't point a finger at me for that. Point a finger at Game Freak. Nah, it's alright though. She also gets Runerigus, also repeated from Clay, but fully evolved. So there's only 4 Ghost evolutionary families that were introduced in Gen 5. We're doing it by the evolutionary families, so you may see me consult some Bulbapedia pages here and there as I switch tabs. The Unova League page or a particular Pokemon if I mention something. I also have this one open about the evolutionary families. It's based mostly on that. So we should take a look at the Unova-based evolution families. The Ishu region in Japanese also. The only region, I think, that has a different name in Japanese. So, she also gets Hisuian Sorork. That's quite out there, but hey. So, Sorork was introduced in Gen 5. Yamask, which is Kofra Grigus, was introduced in Gen 5, so it makes sense to also have Runrigos and Hisuian Zoroark be related. This looks nice though. On the same column, Cofagrigus and Runrigos are there. Yeah, it kind of shows you how different they look. Runrigos and Cofagrigus. They look more different than I thought when you compare them here side to side. But let's save this picture. So I have this thing on Twitter. I want to mention this, by the way. Since I mentioned her today, I think. Or was it yesterday? I don't remember, but I did this thing. One character I have a crush on or is my type. This could be my type in the sense that I would fall in love with them. Or you know, they would attract me. Or they're my type in that they're my role model in that I wanna have their style. I wanna be like them. So I'm mostly hetero, so that is mostly like that, but it's also that secondary option. So for example, Yugi is like that too, but I mentioned the Hex Maniac. She was the first one I mentioned because look at her! And then, look at me, look in my eyes. Like, come on, she's a big inspiration for me. And of course, she's a ghost type expert. Am I a ghost type specialist because I love the vibes of the ghost Pokemon and the ghost type trainers? Or is it the other way around? I don't know. Maybe it's both ways, honestly. Muto Yugi, Jeanette Vorman, Android 18. Hold on. Let's keep doing the thread from here. Poppy, Pipopapo, Menat, Just Belmont. All of the 8 Octopath Travelers from the first Octopath Traveler. Now they're gonna have a sequel. I can't wait for it. I think it's until February. It's not that far away, but still not near enough. Yeah, because the option is there to pre-order it. I already put it on the wishlist on the Switch, but I'm not gonna pre-order it. Mature and Vice, Takeba Yukari, and here's Chantal. Ghost is my favorite type, so it's no surprise to see another person that specializes in it here. She's a great Elite Four member, and she's a writer too. I'd love to read a book of her someday. And you know what? Out of all the Erika as well, she's not a ghost type expert, but just the whole like napping and drinking tea that she keeps doing. I think it's implied she drinks like tea. Traditional Japanese tea ceremony, most likely. Yeah. As a grass type specialist, it makes sense that she's into tea a lot. Maybe I would also have... Well, yeah, actually, because I love Pumpkaboo and Gourgeist, as I mentioned earlier, I would probably have, if I went for a monotype ghost team, they would be there. And yes, I mentioned T. Sinistee and Poltegeist would also be there. Or well, or Poltegeist, I should say. But I gotta tell you though, my favorite Elite Four is this region's Elite Four. Unova's Elite Four. Just every single one of the trainers, well, mostly everybody except Marshall. Not that I dislike Marshall, it's just that I vibe more with the others. They just have my vibe so much. And they feel like they really are these intimidating elite trainers. Like, I feel like the Elite Four should feel like, wow, they have this like kind of larger than life presence. There's something like, you kind of feel like they tower over you. There's this elite feeling about them. Thus, they are the Elite Four, you know? Sometimes it's fun to do other things though. For example, Poppy doesn't exactly give that vibe because she's a little girl. Hey, don't get it wrong though, she's a powerful little girl. That's why she's in the Elite Four, but they're going for a different vibe. Larry just being this just casual, overworked salary man. It's a different Elite Four in Paldi in that sense, but I like it when the Elite Four feels like that. I don't know if it's just me, but I also feel this way about the Indigo Elite Four. Both versions, whether it's the Johto or the Kanto-based games, they have that intimidating vibe about them. Bruno, Agatha, Lorelai, Koga, Karen, Will, they all feel that way to me. So, okay, this finishes the evolutionary lines that were introduced in Unova. Sock and Throw. Both of them here, so that's fun. So he gets Embor. I'm thinking maybe he gets another Pokemon, but yeah, for now he can get Embor. Nothing wrong with that. And he gets Hisuian Lilligant, because that's the one that's grass fighting. I think that's a fun concept there. Yeah, Hisuian Lilligant is the one that's also fighting type, right? Regular Lilligant is just pure grass, right? Yes, yes. Yeah, it's like she gets legs. Her flower color changes, and she gets legs. And her eyes change as well, but she gets legs. Her leaf arms are like longer too, so she can punch with them somehow. It makes sense though. Sometimes you see some Pokemon like Terrakion, who are also fighting type. And Terrakion is in all fours, so you wonder exactly how Terrakion does a punch. If it's able to learn a punch. Let's see. Actually, it's not able to learn any punches. Okay. I'm taking a look at the learn set. Break, I'm guessing it does it in a different way. I don't know. Or maybe it just gets on 2 legs for a moment when it does that attack. Anyway. Lembu, Marshall, Chantal, Shikimi. Sounds like a very spooky name, if that makes any sense. Let me take a look at her page and see the name origin, maybe. From Shikimi, Japanese star anise, a plant often used to decorate Buddhist graves. Shi and ki, that's probably what I was thinking about. I was not aware of that flower. But the word shi, maybe the ki, I didn't know that's how you said ghost also. I'm more used to yude for ghost, or even gosto. Yurei da! Kaidan. Or Kaigan. You know, Kaidan Shirisu, Ghost Story series, for example. Yeah, Kaidan, I think is Ghost Story, I'm not sure. They make some puns with that in Kamen Rider Ghost. But let's save this picture before I forget. Hopefully I didn't forget to save anybody so far. I'm gonna take a look at them later. But alright, give me a second everyone. I'm just gonna take a brief bio break. And we will be back. Stay connected to the multi-dimensional portal. This is still the Twitch-based screen, but whatever. Yeah, because of the subscriber follower thing in the upper left, but that's okay. I'll be back. Omatase shimashita. Thank you for waiting. Let's continue here. Yosh, iguzo. So that was Marshall. The remaining Elite Four members. So Grimsley, Caitlyn, and Chantal. I'm like, wow, they are my sort of people. I could see myself hanging out with people like this. They could be my friends. I'd love to be a Unova champion. Just always constantly just doing something with those Elite Four members. Marshall as well. I'm happy to have him on board. But it's mostly Grimsley, Chantal, and Caitlyn. We'll get to Caitlyn in a moment. So this Grimsley... yeah, these are probably the Cygnus suits. He looks great in those two. He looks great no matter what he wears. Looks slightly different in Pokemon Sun and Moon, but he also still looks good. But this is based on his original outfit. And yeah, he comes from a rich family or from nobility, or both. So you can sense that from his style. Caitlyn as well. And Caitlyn has that very sleepy vibe of hers that just... You know, I think I pretty much always come across... By the way, Bisharp is his signature. For now, I'm gonna make it still be Bisharp, but now Bisharp has a new evolution, so I wonder if I should give him King Gambit. Somebody also has King Gambit as their signature in Paldea, so that's also why I'm gonna keep it as Bisharp. But yeah, I wonder. Again, Unova remakes, they're probably gonna put King Gambit in there. Or maybe not. Well, again, I hope they have more than what Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl did. It's fun to see those games that used to be 2D mostly in 3D, but that's where the purity is okay, I guess. But at the same time, like, missed opportunities. Like, at least bringing back Mega Evolution just for those games, because there's a lot of Sinnoh Pokemon with Mega Evolutions. Mega Garchomp, Mega Abomasnow, for example. But I digress. Getting back to the team here. Leopard. Who knows, there may not even be Unova remakes. For now, it's too soon to say anything. Let's give it a few months, at least, before we start talking about the next Pokemon games. Scarlet and Violet are still very recent. He also gets Mandibuzz and Zoroark. These are all Pokemon that were introduced here. I was thinking he doesn't get Zoroark because I was reserving it only for N. N is the one that gets Zoroark. And yes, we're gonna make a team for N. But... yeah, I'm gonna change this Zoroark then. I don't know what to change it to, so let's take a look at his teams. Probably the rematch team in Black 2 and White 2. Well, actually, no, he also gets some Pokemon here after the National Pokédex. Drapion, Sharpedo. Or maybe I give him both B-Sharp, however you say it, and King Gambit here. But he uses the Bishop, not the King, as his signature. Yeah, you know what, let's do it. I'll give him both. Usually I don't do this, I haven't been doing this as much lately. Trying to avoid having two from the same evolutionary family in a team, but especially for members that are meant to be... Pokemon that are meant to be like Elite Four members. Hold on, let me check something quickly. There was a Pokemon I saw there. Oh, Gigantamax Kingler. Right. The one with the beard. With that beard there. Anyway, King Gambit. I was like, wait a minute. What is up with that Pokemon? But yeah, I thought it was a Pokemon that was new to me. But I'm pretty sure I had seen that bearded Kingler somewhere. And it's Gigantamax Kingler. I mean, it makes sense that he would go for a king instead of a bishop. Especially if he's from nobility. Let me read about his background, actually. The son of a distinguished family that fell into ruin. Right. I mean, the whole... When the family fell into ruin, I think that's by the events of Sun and Moon. Partly why he gets like more bags under his eyes. I mean, it's also him as a dark type trainer, I think. And he has the coin there. That's from Sun and Moon. Before that, he's just known as the son of a distinguished family. That's it. He's an accomplished Mantine surfer? Wow! I would have never seen that in him. Huh. Omoshiroi. He's noted to have developed skills for the sport surprisingly quickly, believing that it couldn't be much different from riding a Sharpedo. Yeah, it makes sense to see him with a Sharpedo instead of Mantine, because at least Sharpedo is also dark type. Wow. Omoshiroi. Sounds like fun, right, Wyatt? Great to see you, though. That's so interesting. Like something you just don't expect in him. It would be like finding out that Misty is a writer like Chantal. What? What does that have to do with water Pokemon? Not everything has to be based on the type, right? It's good to have diversity. I mean, in a way, being the son of a rich family, of a noble family, doesn't mean you're gonna be a dark type trainer. It doesn't mean anything, honestly. But let's save this team. I almost forgot. Like, when you have Corina in Generation 6 be a fighting type gym leader, she's the first fighting type expert that is not a martial artist or somebody that fights in some way, or just practices martial arts, right? You had Chuck, Bruno, Maylene, and Brawly. Well, no, actually, I take that back. No. Brawly is a surfer. I think it was implied that he also, like, could fight or something, but yeah. Brawly is a surfer, which sounds more like the water type, but no, he specializes in fighting. And then Corina is just a roller skater, but she's the fighting type gym leader, so yeah, why not? But yeah, Caitlyn, I love her too. Had a small appearance also in Generation 4 in the Battle Frontier. There's no sprite of Caitlyn, that sucks. Oh, my girl. But yeah, I just vibe with her so much, I gotta show her. Katoreya in Japanese. Katoreya. Almost all these characters I recognize. The Le character is the only one I haven't learned, but she's always sleeping in her room in the Pokemon League. When you face her in the Elite Four, she has a bed right there. Like, that sounds like the dream for me. She's supposed to yeah, they don't say it here in the background, but yeah, she literally has that. Looks a little bit different there because she is younger, I think. That's also maybe why the hair is shorter, but yeah. Darak fights in place of her. I think she still needed to keep her temper in check. Gothitelle is her signature Pokemon, and Goth, like, styles I vibe with a lot too. So Gothitelle is one of my favorite Pokemon, or rather the entire evolutionary line of Gothitelle. Gothita, Gothorita, I forget which is which comes first. Gothitelle, And yeah, there they are, my favorite Elite Four. Look at them, they're the best. They're the best. What is that Pokemon, Golurk? Because Chantal's signature is more like, what was it again? Chandelure. But you could have something else here and there. That is Sock or Throw, I forget which is which. Gothitelle, flying with her, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And Grimsley's Bisharp. Alright, so let's do Caitlyn. I'm gonna put it in parentheses because this is with the placeholder. In this case, her signature is also Gothitelle. Sometimes the signatures kind of change, or they have another Pokemon represented in Adventures or Master CX. Especially Master CX because I don't know how the gameplay is, but it's like one Pokemon per person. Only one. But sometimes they also have like an alternate costume of the trainer, and they also get another Pokemon. Like an alternate sort of version, but yeah. Musharna. All the Psychic Pokemon. And I've said it before also, I haven't said it so far on this stream, but Psychic is my second favorite type. Probably coming right after Ghost. Or no, sorry, it comes right after Ghost. Ghost is first, Psychic is second. If I were a Pokemon, that would be my typing, Ghost Psychic. I think the only one that's been like that has been Hoopa. Bound, Hoopa, not Unbound. Lunala is also like that. But it's kind of different because it's Psychic primary, it goes secondary. It doesn't make a difference in terms of gameplay, but in this case it kind of does because I'm talking about which one comes first for me. Here and there, Psychic takes that first place from Ghost, but not most of the time. And she gets Beheeyem. And these are the only evolutionary lines that were introduced in Gen 5. Well, I say only, but it's 5 out of 6. But yeah, oh no way, Zubat she gets as well. What am I saying? You can have a full monotype team in black and white. You may have to trade for Reuniclus or Gothitelle though. They're version exclusive each. This one was subject to change. I made a note in my document. Alternative could be Hisuian and Braviary or a Pokemon from another region. But she can have Zubat. It works out. Zubat, funny enough, is the replacement to Zubat. Zubat. Even the name is similar when you say it a certain way. Because again, they went for completely new Pokemon for black and white. So you don't fight Zubats in caves. You don't get a Magikarp from the old rod. I don't know if there's an old rod in black and white. You may only start getting those Pokemon after getting the National Pokédex, which is pretty much after completing the game. But even then, they're not going to be available in the previous means. Like, again, finding Zubats in every cave, Magikarp with every old rod, wherever you use the old rod, basically. That finishes all the type experts, though. Oh my gosh. Oh, no, wait. No. I was going to say I missed a few. No, that doesn't finish all the type experts, actually. No. We still have 3 left. We have the Fairy type gym leader, Colress, the Steel type gym leader in this case, and the Rock type gym leader. So Rock and Fairy are new type experts. So because we already have the placeholder here, let's go for Rock next. So when you look back at the Unova games, the only one, Fairy doesn't count because it wasn't introduced back then, but the only type that didn't get a type expert was Rock. Because again, Poison and Steel were missing from the first games, but they made it so that there's a Poison gym leader in Black 2 and White 2, and the new quote-unquote leader of Team Plasma is Colress, who is supposed to be the Steel type expert, though he does have a few Pokemon like Tajigen here actually that are not Steel type, but I gave him a more pure Steel party here. And what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? And yeah, I think I didn't finish saying this earlier, but I have nothing against Marlon. I think he's cool and all, but I think they should have done a Rock type gym leader instead of another Water type gym leader in Black 2 and White 2. Especially because he was the 8th gym. Instead of making the Water type 8th gym, which has already happened before in Hoenn, they should have done a Rock type 8th gym. It would have been the first time. Even to this day, I think it hasn't happened. The final gym is the Rock type gym. It's a nice contrast from how we have had it for like 4 different regions. Or no, wait. 3 regions. No, my bad. 3 different regions. The first gym is the Rock type gym. With Brock in Kanto, with Roxanne in Hoenn, and with Rourke in Sinnoh. And there may be more than that, but no, Kalos is the second gym, right? Alola has no gyms, Galar, no. I think not. What is the... Hold on, let me see the Galar League. What is the first gym in the Galar League? I forget. Ah, Milo's gym. There's no Rock type gym. No, there is. There is in Sword with Gordy. This is also another way to... So this is something that they kinda have been doing since the Alola games. The Unova games kinda had that, but I don't know how intentional that was. Is to introduce a type expert for every single type. They didn't quite do it in those games until Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet is the first series of Pokemon games to have a type expert for every type. And they even went out of their way to make it so that you have a badge for every type, though only 8 of those are related to a gym. It's one of the best things ever. Let me show you, actually. I really want to mention this. Just gonna make a passing mention. We will save the complete mention of this in the Paldea stream, but there's 8 badges from the Victory Road storyline, which has gym leaders. It's a traditional thing. But then Team Star has 5 type experts. So the 5-star badges. And then 5 Titan badges from the Path of Legends storyline, which involves the 4 types that are represented by the Elite 4. They're not going to give you a badge, they're the Elite 4. And the one that wasn't represented by a Team Star leader, a gym leader, or an Elite Four member, which is the Rock type. The type expert for that you only find in the Academy Ace tournament. That's Time. That's the name of the trainer. Time. Tyme. She's the sister of Rhyme, the Ghost type gym leader. But okay, let's do the Rock type expert. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. Pace is not as fast as the last stream. We need to speed up the pace a little bit. But yeah, we're doing well. We're about to finish the type experts. It's not that bad. It's not that slow, I mean. Definitely Gigalith as the signature here. Crossel. When it comes to most of the types in Gen 5, most of them had like 4 evolutionary lines. So I used to believe, and I think I said this in a previous stream, but I now realize I'm mistaken about that. I used to think that you could make a monotype party of every single type in black and white. Like before the National Pokédex, you can just make a monotype party having 6 different Pokemon with every type, or at least nearly every type. But no, most of them are missing like 1 or 2 Pokemon to be able to do that without repeating an evolutionary family here, or a Pokemon, right? Like, yeah, you can have maybe Tirtoga and Caracosta, but they're both part of the same evolutionary line, for example. So it's not quite the same. There's not like a complete variety of Pokemon. So these are the 4 introduced in Gen 5. Now we start going for other regions. I got Probopass. And in this case, this is not based on a character. It's kind of my ideas here. The reason why I went for Probopass and Tyranitar, there are 2 reasons. One is because they also have a secondary type that are not in the other 4 Pokemon. So Steel in Probopass is not in any of these 4. And Dark in Tyranitar is not in any of these 4. And they can also be found in the Pokédex of Black 2 and White 2. You can catch the first stage of them in that game. Larvitar and Nosepass, respectively. So it still makes sense to have it there in Unova for the Rock-type gym leader. Yeah, for the Rock-type gym leader here. Let's save that. Now the Fairy-type gym leader. Oh, this is gonna be completely different from everything we've been doing here, because we've had the majority of the teams. The majority for each team has been Pokemon introduced in Gen 5. We don't have to go for outside the region as much as other places. Like, there were many teams in Sinnoh, I think, that had Pokemon introduced from previous regions. It wasn't that new in that sense. But here, the Fairy type was introduced after Gen 5. The region, the generation that introduced Unova. So when they retconned many Pokemon to also have the Fairy type, they didn't do that many for Unova. They only did 2 or 3, depending on how you see it. They did the Whimsicott evolutionary line, which are 2 Pokemon, but we're only seeing them as 1 Pokemon because we're doing this by evolutionary family, since we're only going mostly for fully evolved Pokemon here. And yeah, that's gonna be the signature, by the way. Whimsicott, Grass Fairy type. And they did Audino, but only in its Mega Evolution form. Still, this is gonna go here. This is gonna go here. Like, they would always Mega Evolve. Like, the Mega Evolution would always be available here. But now we start going outside of this. I think I mostly base this on what you can find in Black 2 and White 2. Though I took some liberties, like Sylveon, for example. You can't find that in Black 2 and White 2, obviously. But it's an evolution. And I think you can find Eevee in Black 2 and White 2. So it's also there. We have Clefable. It's the signature of the Kanto Fairy Gym Leader. Azumarill, which I think is the signature of the Johto Fairy Gym Leader. But this is a fine compromise. I think we can work with this. Sylveon. And then Wigglytuff. Some of these are maybe subject to change. Like when I finally make the Showdown team, probably gonna change 1 or 2 of these. I don't know. Or if I make this in another game. Yeah. I might do that. That's the Fairy Gym. Now, I hope they have this person here, Colres, to complete all the type experts, all the gems. Yes, we're gonna get Colres. Oh, I love his theme song. His theme song is like so cybernetic, so out there. Weird, in lack of a better word, but I mean weird in a good way. In my kind of way. Weird in the way I am weird, I guess you could say. Weird in a cool way, if you will. There's a cool type of weird, that's the one I tried to go for. So that's the one. This is gonna be Colres. His signature is Kling Clang, and this is the canonical signature Pokemon. It's not just because we're going for Steel type Pokemon only. But yeah, with the others is to represent the Steel Pokemon introduced in Gen 5 in their fully evolved forms. Excadrill, Escavalier, which we've already seen. These others we've already seen in other teams. Durant, right here. And then I'm gonna give him B-Sharp. It's the signature of Grimsley, but I might change his signature to be King Gambit. This B-Sharp is subject to change though. And yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure you pronounce it B-Sharp because it's based on a bishop. Poniard, B-Sharp, King Gambit, right? That makes sense. So there we go. All 18 gems have been filled out with Marlon as an extra. We've made 19 trainer cards so far, and there's still many more to come. This one is going to take a bit longer because we have six Pokédex holders. That is 4 player characters and 2 rivals there. But before we do them, let's go for the champions. We have 3 champions even before we get to the player characters and rivals. Well, the Pokédex holders. So first we're gonna do Alder, who is here. He has, I think that's a Signet Suit variant, but we're gonna give him this one. That's like from his official artwork and everything. So yes, he gets Volcarona. And there's something I did with one of his Pokemon that is a little bit interesting. I'll tell you in a moment. Though it's subject to change, but I gave him Bofalan, so this is kind of a mixing of the many parties that he gets in the World Tournament and in the battle in Black and White. Well, many parties. I think it's just 2 of them, but yeah. Crocodile. I think I gave him. He gets Vanillux. And here I was thinking of giving him Hisuian Braviary. Otherwise, I might give him regular Braviary. So, Hisuian Braviary I'm giving him because there's a character in the Hisui game, Legends Arceus, that looks a lot like him. So he seems to be a descendant of that like original hero of Hisui. So there's some theories that he is that same hero who got transported to the future by Arceus or something else. Just in the same way the player character is transported to the past by Arceus. Would be interesting if the Unova remakes did something like this. Would be great. The problem with Hisuian Braviary is that it already repeats 2 types. It repeats the... Oh no, wait, sorry, just 1 type. It repeats the Psychic type. Braviary also repeats the Normal type. But in this case, when you have a pure Normal and a Normal Flying Pokemon in your party, it's not so bad because there... let's restart the Lo-Fi Unova playlist, by the way. Yeah, that'll do. From the start, again. Starting with Accumula Town. I think that's how you say that. So, which one did I give him there? That was the regular Braviary, right? I'm gonna give him Hisuian Braviary. I mean, it's not the end of the world if we repeat a type or 2. I try to avoid it in like a champion team. Some champions can have types repeated, especially if they used to be a monotype expert, like Iris, which is right after Alder here. I'll get to Iris in a moment. So yeah, Alder. Of course, his signature Volcarona, even though we see it in some other teams here and there, still works out. I'm very tempted to give him Iron Moth. I think that's the future Paradox version of Volcarona. But yeah, Iris. I would have been shocked if they didn't do Iris. Yes, it needs to be the champion version of Iris. I don't like that it's a full body shot when there's other characters who don't have full body shots. It looks a bit weird. Just a little nitpick. But here's Iris. So her signature, Haxorus, again, we're gonna be seeing this in other teams, not just here in the Unova League, but also in future leagues of some Dragon teams and even non-Dragon teams. There's gonna be Haxorus, but that's still her Haxorus, her signature. She has Lapras, not a Dragon type. She is not with a monotype team at all right here. Some of these are based on the Pokemon she gets in the games. Like the champion team and some other teams, I think. She gets Archeops as well. She has 2 rock-type Pokemon there. Let me see. I was gonna give her either Druddigon or Salamence, but I couldn't make a decision. Because I wanted to give... Yeah, I wanted to make Druddigon be the signature of Drayden. He actually has Haxorus also as his signature, but to give him something different than Iris, that's why he gets Druddigon. Let me see her team. Yeah, Lapras and Aggron, she got both of those. Archeops as well. That's why. On the rematch... Yeah, I gave her Hydreigon too. Yeah, she's gonna have Salamence and Hydreigon then. I should probably have one of these Mega Evolve. I'm gonna make it be Aggron, so that she doesn't repeat the Rock type as much. Oh yeah, we're gonna see many Mega Evolutions on the next stream, because it's the Kalos League. And that's gonna be in 2023! Already gonna be a new year. But hey, we continue with the streams as normal. I think last year, most of the years before this, I've taken a week or 2 off from the stream on the New Year's, but that's not gonna be the case this time. Like the first week of the year, just as normal. We're gonna have 4 streams, as long as I can. It's gonna be 4 streams from Wednesday to Saturday. If I'm able to, I'll make it be 5 streams, Tuesday to Saturday. That's what I'm wondering. I think it's very likely that at some point, as other things in my life keep changing, I'm hoping to do some changes in my life, and if they work out a certain way, it's likely that my schedule will change completely. Like, I'm not talking about expanding to 5 days only. I'm talking about like different days too. Like, instead of Tuesday to Saturday, it might be Sunday to Friday or Monday to Friday. I think I still want to stream on the weekend. Weekends are great days for streaming. Not just as somebody who has a job, as myself. Well, my job situation is currently like messy, but you know, outside of this, I mean, but also for the viewers, right? If they have the common situation of having the weekends be free. And I say common because like there's all sorts of jobs. There's all sorts of things that involve the weekend. But at least one of the weekend days like that, right? I've seriously considered expanding to both Saturday and Sunday instead. Maybe making it Wednesday to Sunday. If I did that, I would start publishing the schedules to be from Monday to Sunday. I mean, the schedule graphics, that's what I meant. But yeah. For now, it's nice to have Sundays off, but... Oh yeah, and if we can have things work out a certain way, we might actually have a stream this Sunday to have a stream on the literal first day of the new year, right? So yeah, especially for the Final Fantasy XIV event. I was thinking it might be a collab with Alurin if he's able to. If not, then we won't have it. Or I might have a little guerrilla stream, because why not? But this is Champion Iris team. Again, maybe bring back Mega Evolutions, at least just for the Unova remakes. I hate that they remove Mega Evolutions, like... Okay, Dynamax not coming back for Scarlet and Violet, sure. For Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, sure. But removing Mega Evolution when Sword and Shield came out, that was terrible. That was a terrible decision. But alright. That covers 2 champions. The other champion is gonna be the former king of Team Plasma, N. Oh yeah, it's difficult to search for N right here. There's gotta be, yeah, N has got to be here. Naturia, what was his full name actually? Let me see. Natural Harmonia Gropius. Naturaru Harmonia Gropius. I assume is how you say it in Japanese. I'm not really reading the katakana. I'm just basing it from the Romaji here. Let's see. Naturaru Harmonia Gropius. Hi. Natural Harmonia Gropius. Some of these kata characters I haven't studied yet. But, you know, you sort of guess it from the context. And because, again, I know how to read it because I see it here in Roman characters. But yeah. Natural Harmonia Gropius. Also known as N. I like him when he has that pose with his arms outstretched like that. His signature pose in a way. Similar to a pose that Frieza and Ezio Auditore also do. Frieza from Dragon Ball and Ezio from Assassin's Creed. But yes, his signature is Sorork. Unovan Sorork. Not Hisuian. I actually gave him Reshiram, Sekrom, and Kyurem. This is subject to change. What I would do with him if I didn't give him these 3 legendaries. So, one thing that I haven't said today, but I've said it in previous streams. But I will say it now, is that I avoid legendaries and mythicals for these characters as much as possible. However, there's some super exceptional exceptions. Yeah, even gonna say it like that. Exceptional exceptions. That's how exceptional they are. No, really. Big exceptions. And this is one of them. It's N. He's the king. He's a super extraordinary trainer, you could say, you know? We can afford to do it with him. But yeah, he would be like a super optional battle, I guess. But the other version replaces Reshiram, Sekran, and Kyurem with the 3 starters. Embor, you know, in their maximum form. Embor, Samurott, and Superior. But for now, I'm gonna make this version for him. Archeops and Vanillux. I always crave some ice cream when I look at Vanillux. Some ice cream with like a little bit of smoke coming out of it, like a steamed ice cream. I don't know if you've ever seen when they make ice cream. It's so cold that it has smoke coming out of it. So when you have something so cold that it's smoky, it kind of gives the impression that it's more delicious. And sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. And well, I'm talking about food, not some ice cube that you see. or snow or something like that. No. Or something that, like, in its original form, so to speak, in its more common form, is hot. But in ice cream form, it's gonna be cold. Like matcha, for example. When you make it, it's probably gonna be hot. Its common form is, you know, hot. Served hot, with hot water. So, when you see a matcha ice cream and it has smoke coming out of it, sounds like one of the most delicious things in the universe. In the cosmos. And Vanillux has that, like, straw that has smoke coming out of it. That's what's so cool about it. And so, yeah, I love the look of Vanillux. But let's make the alternate trainer card. Yeah, actually, let's make that alternate trainer card for him. In a way, it goes for the red vibe. The Johto Games red. That has the 3 starters. And, well, the World Tournament as well. We ended up going for a version of red that doesn't have the 3 starters. Which is how they did it in Let's Go Pikachu Eevee. So it's based on that, and it's also based on the Adventures manga. And this is how we're doing it with all the player characters and rivals. None of them, there's not a single one of them that has the 3 starters in their party. If I ever want to have an AI, an NPC that possesses all 3 starters, I feel like the professors might be good. Like, you're able to face Professor in Johto, for example. Nobody has Meganium, Typhlosion, and Feraligatr, so say you can challenge Professor Elm. Ah, he has them in his party. But yeah, Emboar, Samurott, and Serperior. Also, whenever a Pokemon is repeated, we've seen a lot of Emboar so far, I think. Whenever a Pokemon is repeated, at least what I'm gonna do when I finally build them in Showdown is to give them different movesets. I'll see the moveset that I gave for the other ones, or that I'm planning to give for the other ones, and I'll make it different. And this will probably affect the nature and the held item as well. So I'll do that. I might have an Emboar that's more focused on fighting, with a set fighting move maybe. One that's more focused on fire, one that's more focused on being defensive. I don't know how the defenses are for Emboar. What are the base stats of Emboar? Let's just see it quickly. Just for fun. Like, yeah, its defenses are lower. It's more of an attacker. You look at Emboar and you think it's a tank because, you know, it's big, it's wide. But no. You can't judge by appearance. No, it's more about attack and special attack. Well, attack and HP, actually. So you want to get physical moves. Get yourself a fire punch. A brick break, maybe. Something like that, right? But again, it's the idea of how I would do it with other Pokemon that get repeated. So, alright. We're making good progress. The only trainers that I'm not covering in these ones so far are just like villainous team members. So I'm not gonna do Getsis, for example. Not that I dislike the evil teams or whatever. It's just I just couldn't figure out a team for them after making all of these. So whatever. Not a big deal. It's mostly based on the Pokemon League rather than anything else. Like, the characters I'm about to create right now, and for that matter, you may not find there, but they are involved with like being a champion. And if this is a full game, you would face them. You would face them as rivals, some of these, across the game. And they would be undertaking the Pokemon League challenge like you. Wow, I like this suit. This Cygnus suit where it's black and purple, like that. But this is the default outfit for Hilbert. And Hilbert got Tepig as his starter. Thus he gets Emboar. Speak of the devil, eh? Speak of the devil. There's the Emboar. Hello from Japan, Red Panda. Right now in Japan. Ohayo gozaimasu. It's currently morning in Japan. Asa. Thank you for being here, Red Panda. Happy Friday. Ohayo gozaimasu. From me, it's already evening, I think. Konbanwa from me. And I say Ohayo gozaimasu because it's based on my name, Kaiden. Ohayo gozaimasu. I'm not saying it wrong because I got it wrong. No, I'm saying it like that on purpose. So this team is based mostly on his adventures team. But how are you, Red Panda? Hope your Friday is going well. It's nice to be up early at that time. I try to keep those early wake-up times. Yeah, ideally I am awake at 9 AM, I'll tell you that. Among Us. Ah, here's the imposter again. Among Us. But yeah. You know, it's like Among Us, but with double O and double S. Among Us. No, and even the official Nintendo account, I remember made a meme about that. Nintendo, or like an official Pokemon account. Here it is, here it is, here it is. There is one Ditto Among Us. No, Among Us. Oh no, wait, I thought this was official. I remember there was an official one that somebody posted. Maybe I remember wrong. Somebody did one. Huh, that's weird. I remember there was like a Twitter post. Interesting. Well, there's this nice art by Lero Lero, or Lero Lero Art. Sorry if I said it wrong. This is great, right? Can't believe I didn't give it a like. Let's give it a like. There is one Dido among us. You know which one is the Dido? I think it's this one on the far left. You would think it's this one because it's pink. No. It's the one on the far left that's brown. Because it has like the Dido eyes. I like your Japanese pronunciation. Why are you learning Japanese? I'm curious. Well, it all boils down to just everything I am involved in and interested in, or most things that I'm very involved with, I'm very passionate about, benefit from learning Japanese. And many of those things came from Japan in the first place, so I think it's a no-brainer to learn it. So what are those things? Video games, Kamen Rider, Pokemon, VTubing. Those are the main 4 things that I can think about. Pro wrestling also. Like, if you get down to it, it's not really necessary to learn them to like become a fan of those things or become involved in them, but your world gets opened up. I mean, this is the case with any language, but even more so with these interests. Many windows, many doors, many new worlds open up to you once you learn that language. And so with pro wrestling, the Japanese pro wrestling scene, to be able to watch Japanese pro wrestling, hear the commentators, the Japanese commentators and the pro wrestlers themselves speak in Japanese without the need for a translator, without the need for an interpreter or subtitles, and understand it immediately. Most of that, actually, the pro wrestling that comes from Japan is not even translated. It's only until recent times that they've begun doing English translations for that, much less like Spanish translations, the other language I know. Pokemon is really not necessary, but it's fun to learn the Japanese names of Pokemon. Let's take a look at Emboar. Embuo, pretty much the same name. E-M-B-O. Yeah, I have already studied these characters, but I haven't actually learned most of them. The only one I could tell you at an immediate glance is the E. The other 3, I still need to study them more. But yeah, the other 3 interests, Kamen Rider, there's a lot of media that has not been translated, may never be translated. A lot of manga, Seigi no Keifu, the video game. I mean, yeah. VTubers, there's a lot of VTubers that stream exclusively in Japanese because they don't know English or Spanish or any of the languages I know, right? Those 2. It would be great to start to understand them. There's VTubers I love that are like that. I support you and I appreciate you for learning my language. And I appreciate you for supporting me. Arigato, Letto Panda. Dorifta. Yeah, that's how you would say it. Unless I translate it, right? Akai Panda. There's no word for panda in Japanese that's different. I think it's just panda, right? But correct me if I'm wrong. What was the other thing I mentioned? Oh yeah, and video games. Especially because RPG video games are my favorite genre. There's a lot of great RPG games that have never been translated. There's a lot of great fan translations, but the best experience will probably be in Japanese. Pokemon Green, for example. There are fan translations for that, and they are good quality from what I've seen, but I still want to play the original. Mother 3, for example, that's another one. Every VTuber I meet who are from overseas wants to or speaks Japanese, which is really nice. So almost all of those things I mentioned, maybe not video games, these 5 things I mentioned, Kamen Rider, well, not pro wrestling, no. Kamen Rider, VTubing, Pokemon, they originate in Japan. And that influence in Japanese culture comes in. I do want to live in Japan for a few years at least. It's a goal I have in life. I really need to get working on that. But yeah, I'd love to learn more about other aspects of the culture. I love tea, which includes matcha. I love to learn more about the Japanese tea ceremony. Just drink more matcha. Ramen. Oh my gosh, so much cuisine that I want to taste right there in Japan. Ramen, miso. I love soups in general. So oden, I would love to have more of those. Yeah, I think I've never had oden. Ramen and miso I have had, but not straight from the source, I think. Did I save Hilbert? I think I didn't save the image here. One of the biggest challenges, even when I learn Japanese with Pokemon, is gonna be relearning all the names because they have different names. Not all of them, but most of them. Okay, now we go for Hilda. Hilbert and Hilda. I love what they did with the names there. They also have different names in Japanese. Hilda. On her default outfit. I love all the different outfits. It's fun to have alternate outfits. See, if they do that in the Unova remakes, they should make those outfits from Master CX also available here. Would be a waste not to do it. Just making sure I changed everything. Okay. The only thing we don't need to change is the background. She gets Superior as her starter. So that means that Hugh... Oh no, sorry, Bianca is gonna get Samurott. Charon is not gonna have any of the starters. It's a little bit different for him. So that's where we make things differ slightly. I like ramen too. Sometimes I make my own ramen at home. Oh, sugoi. Especially Kyoto-style ramen. I live in Kyoto, but I really grew up in Osaka. Wow, that sounds awesome though. That sounds awesome. Man, I don't even realize that. There's probably like different variants of the local cuisine of the country. I think of the entire country, but then there's also the different. What are they? Provinces? They're not states. They're provinces. They are municipalities. I forget. But yeah. Kanto. Kanto. Hold on. Let me search Kanto. Kanto. The first result is the region from Pokemon rather than the Japan region, you know? Well, a region. I remember it had like a political designation. Prefecture. That's the word I was looking for. Prefecture. Todofken. Hopefully I said that right. Right. 47 prefectures. Oh, I actually didn't know that. See, I like to think that if I travel there, each one of these has their gym leaders, their champions. Hey, there's no Ho in Johto and Sinnoh, but yeah, we have something similar, right? Where's Kanto? What's the equivalent of Johto here? Hoenn and Sinnoh's equivalents are in a slightly different place. They don't show you Kanto, but they show you Tokyo. So Johto is like over here somewhere. Yeah. You get the point, right? I can make more than ramen. I can cook all kinds of food, and I can also make Chinese and Korean dishes. Ah, oishi! That sounds so delicious. That sounds so delicious, Red. How do you prefer I called you, by the way? Red, Panda, Drifter? Let me know. But yeah, I'm not much of a person that cooks a lot. I knew a few things, but like if you ask me, do you know how to cook? I'm not sure how to answer that because I would be compelled to say no. Because I just know a few things, very basic stuff. Not really anything. If you tell me to make a ramen, I probably wouldn't know that. To make soup, for example, I just use like, not instant soups, but like the ones in which you just have to put them on hot water. They're not the same as like an instant soup, but the ones that you kind of have in a bag and they're already seasoned inside and you just pour them on hot water. But they're not instant, like the hot water needs to be not in a microwave, but you heat it in an oven. Panda? Gotcha. Thank you for telling me. So yeah, those like kind of instantaneous ones, but I don't make them from scratch, like heating the water and then adding seasoning and then other things manually. You know, like letter soups that you can buy on the supermarket. But I like to think that I do them well. I do mix in other things like, well, sometimes noodles if they're not noodles already. I love noodles so much. This is why I'm in love with ramen. I mean, they're there in other types of meals and soups beyond Japan, but ramen is probably my favorite of those. So yeah, this is the party that Hilda's gonna get. And also Simisear, Simisage, and Simipour are spread between Hilda, Charon, and Bianca. Hilbert is the only one that doesn't get it. So it's like the 3 starters and the 3 apes. But also kind of balanced because these are 4 people, right? So Charon doesn't get a starter, but he does get one of the apes, so it's kind of like that. And there's a little bit of influence from being the normal type gym leader because I gave him both Stoutland and Omphesant, as we'll see in a moment. So it's 2 normal type Pokemon, and his signature is his signature as a gym leader, which is Stoutland. I can also bake because I work in a bakery here in Kyoto. Oh, nice. Can I share things about my job? Sure, sure. As long as you don't spam the chat or something, right? You like type 5 walls of text in a span of 5 seconds. But I'm sure you won't do that. I mostly eat ramen on winter either on the morning or evening, but not in other seasons. I see. Ramen is a hot meal, so I understand that. I'm the kind of maniac that will eat something hot like that, even if it's hot. Because that's what I do with tea. I told you I love tea. 90% of the time I'm drinking it hot. There's variations where they're cold. But most of the time I drink it hot, especially because when you have like a good quality tea, you never really want to drink it cold. You want to prepare it in the best way possible, which is the Gong Fu style. Leaf-based tea. Now, let's go for Bianca, one of the rivals. And yeah, she's gonna get... This is her design in black 2 and white 2, right? Let me take a look, because I think she has more of a bigger hat in black and white. Yeah, this is from black 2 and white 2. Or well, no, a slightly different hat here, and she's not wearing the glasses. I kind of prefer her in her original look. I don't know why. She looks fine either way, but I kind of like this outfit more. I don't know why, again. I don't know why. I think it's because of like the socks or like thigh highs, if that's what they are. I just love them so much. They look so nice. But she also looks great like this, don't get me wrong. I think she becomes assistant of the professor like this. She definitely looks like a professor's assistant. It's the glasses that do that. My bakery is small and the atmosphere is relaxing, so to speak. That sounds like such a great job. The job is also relaxing but not stressful either. Wow, that sounds like a wonderful job. I'd love to have a job like that, honestly. Currently searching for what you would call a stable job. That's my current job situation. Like, I don't have like a formal employment situation going on right now, and that's what I'm looking for. Partly. But she gets Samurot, by the way. She started with Oshawott. We do it slightly different with Cherin. Ah, yes, she also has Chandelure. I think this is based on the games rather than the manga. Well, it's partly the manga, partly the games. But when you have rivals, I mostly base it on the games than the manga. With the player characters, you kind of need to go for adventures instead. She has a Stoutland too, but in this part I'm not going to give her a Stoutland because it would be repeated with Cherin. Sometimes repeating Pokemon is nice. It's okay to do, sometimes it's even encouraged. But in this case, not here. Not with Stoutland, at least. We do all kinds of things like baking and obviously working and talking to customers at the cashier, and we also do deliveries. That sounds nice though. That sounds nice. There's this great channel, not sure if you know it, Red Panda, called Paolo in Tokyo. And my favorite series of videos that he's made are these ones called Day in the Life of, and they have different professions. I saw a butcher, and they were kind of similar. They sold meats they cut and prepared, but they also did some deliveries. You would see I think you would see the owner come out here and there. You've seen those videos before? Yeah, so I'm getting a similar vibe from that. Probably that. We deliver things by foot and give them to our friendly locals. You know, as long as it's not in a stressful way, well, like anything, those jobs that get you out there, it's just, it's great because first of all, you're walking, maybe jogging or running here and there. You're walking. They get you out there in a way that walks. I'm sorry, I'm trying to phrase this right. They get you out there, but you don't have to drive or you don't have to take a bus or train. That can be nice too in some way, but I would prefer one that doesn't get you very far. Thus, you only need to walk. But when you go, you're out and about. There's always I love the liveliness of going out to the populated areas, preferably the ones that are not too populated, but those work too. Just passing by, actually. Well, this is one of the more densely populated, but well, let me show you something. I love having this open in a monitor sometimes. This live cam of Shibuya. live right now. Man, we're having a YouTube inception here. You're watching the stream on YouTube and we're watching a stream on YouTube. It happens sometimes. But just going out and about, first of all, again, the nice exercise, the blood pumping, pumping. My gosh, my pronunciation here. The blood pumping that you get from walking, and then the liveliness of being around people. I just like that. I just like that during the daytime. If I can get a job like that, it would be great. But it's difficult to find something like that, at least for me. Simi Sage. So in this case, I gave her Simi Sage. She gets a regular Audino. I think she's gonna get a Mega Audino actually. Why not? Why not? And I'm gonna give her a Haxorus, although this is subject to change because of Iris. But I'm gonna give her a Haxorus for now. That's a powerful party she has right there. Look at that. A Mega Evolution. Chandelure Haxorus. Do not underestimate her. She looks very like, well, she's, I don't know, I haven't played the games yet, but she comes across as a very kind and soft person, soft-spoken maybe, if you will. But no, she has a powerful party. Do not make the mistake of thinking it's gonna be an easy battle. Because you have other characters that are like that. They have that, like, kawaii sort of vibe. Iris gives that vibe, but she doesn't give it in a way that makes you think she's gonna be a casual Pokemon trainer. Maybe because you already know she's champion when you face her in Black and White too, but it's a very regal outfit that she has as champion, that big dress. So it's different than the vibe of Bianca. I'm not sure if I'm making sense here. I'm struggling to find the words for that. You've been to a lot of places in Japan. Your manager there is the best. He's friendly, sweet, and kind to everyone. When we were hard enough, he would bake something for us to eat at the end of our job. Ah, psycho! Ah, psycho, shacho. Not sure if shacho is the best word for this, but I'm missing the word for manager or immediate boss. Kashira, I've heard, but I think that's for a different context. Kashira. What word do you use for your boss? How do you refer to your boss, Panda? Or do you just call them by their name, maybe? Like, Person-san. Tajigen-san, for example. Let's see though. Cheren. His signature is Stoutland. If we make this into a story, I don't know if I would make it that he is a former gym leader of... Probably not, because he would be one of the rivals you have along the game. But he wouldn't start with one of the 3 signature starters. So here's the thing, my dream game, you wouldn't just have the 3 starters. You would have like over a dozen starters. You would have at least 1 starter for every type, and then some. So it's like over 20 starters probably. And when you begin the game, you have a cutscene in the lab in which you see a ton of trainers and each of them picks a starter, but only a few of them make it far in the Pokemon League. Far enough that you see them, and those ones are gonna be the ones that we're doing here. The ones that in the original were player characters and rivals and then some others. Because you would be a completely new character that you can customize as the player character. I gave him a Haxorus as well. Yeah, both Cheren and Bianca had a Haxorus in Black and White, I think. We're repeating this a lot with Iris, but for now I'm gonna give them those. I hope it's okay. I don't want to repeat signature Pokemon too much. We already did that with Emboar. I call him like that, but sometimes I call him... So my katakana skills are still getting started. Katakana no shoshinsha desu. Ore wa katakana shoshinsha desu. Manager. Ah! Okay, just like that, manager. So what do you also say, Kashira, Shacho? Which word were you referring to? So yeah, when you put some words, I sometimes need to put them through a translator. Just quickly. Hiragana is the only one I can read, though sometimes I need to read it slowly. Kanji, I only know like 2 of them. Well, sorry, that was a bit loud on the microphone. I really need to get a filter for it sooner than later, but yeah. Our food is very delicious and soft. One time we used to sell bread that had the shape of a cat's head. Oh, I don't know. I think I didn't mention this, Panda, but I love bread. I think it's my favorite food. If you can categorize that as a food, I mean, as like when somebody asks you what your favorite food is, I think they mostly mean a particular meal, like ramen, a particular dish. But I say bread in general. All its forms that it comes in are just great for me. Even the most basic of white sliced bread is just delicious for me as it is. Delicious, and the shape is great. Like the texture is great. It's one of the best things ever for me. So that thing you're saying, I would buy 10 of those. Give me 10. Onegai shimasu. I'll take 10. I don't know how to say it in Japanese. You would say like, I forgot. I remember learning it a while ago, but I forgot. Ippon, if you ask for one, for example. No, I don't remember. Something like that. There were 3 variants, one with raisins, one with chocolate cream, and one with regular bread. Okay, never mind. Give me 3 of each, 9. And 4 for the chocolate cream one, because it sounds like the one I like the most. 4 chocolate cream and 3 of the others. Or, no, you know what? 4 of each, 12. Onegai shimasu. I'll take it. They were all soft and had a sweet butter taste. The only thing is that I probably get fat if I eat too many of them, but... Oh my god, that sounds so good. It sounds so oishi. Umai. Alright, I think we only have 3 trainers left. Oh, and there's Driftbill sitting in the background again. So, we also have Black 2 and White 2. So there's 3 more, and they're also gonna get starters. So we will be repeating the starters, but it makes sense too. I think it's okay to do so. This reminds me that on the first stream, also because we were kind of establishing the format of these in that one, we didn't do the protagonists for Let's Go Pikachu Eevee. So I probably will just do them off the stream, but we need to do a team for Elaine, Trace, and Chase. They're the ones from Let's Go Pikachu Eevee. Elaine and Chase are the protagonists, the player characters, and Trace is the rival. We don't sell them anymore, but we will sell them again for sure. Nice. My manager came up with it, and I got the chance to name it, which I named it Meow Bread. Meowpan? Nyapan? Or how would you say it in Japanese? Nyapan? Nyapan. It sounds so cute as well. They probably look so cute. I can imagine them. So kawaii. So, when you have food that always looks very cute, it's always nice. A lot of sweets look like that. Nyapun. Nyapan. Nyapan. Hopefully I pronounced it right. Nyapan. Nice. Wow, that is fantastic. Thank you for sharing those stories. Your experiences, Panda. Eto, Samurot. Hi. No, and usually we would have a weekly Japanese practice stream. Well, we've only had 2 of them so far, but they're meant to be a frequent thing. But this Saturday, I usually have them on Saturday, but this Saturday is the last day of the year, so I'm having something special. And it's gonna be on Twitch too. Because those Japanese learning streams so far have been in... Wait, I gave Genesect to Nate. What am I thinking? Actually, this is based on his Adventures Party, but... No, we're gonna change that. I don't know to what, but... He also got Keldeo. No, hold on. No, we gotta change those. I don't know what I'm gonna do with him for these, but... Kabutops, Gliscor... It makes sense to also give him a lot of Pokemon from the previous regions, because it's Black 2 and White 2, where they just made the Pokédex be beyond just the new Pokemon they introduced, to give it that distinction from the first 2 games also. We delivered them in bags, and on the bags were cute cat faces drawn on them. Ah, my god, that's so cool. Your bakery, if I were there in Kyoto, I would be frequenting that bakery so much. No, yeah, I don't know where I would go live in Japan, actually. If I were to pick a city. Those are probably my top 3 choices, actually. Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto. It would be good to be in a city that has a lot of things, so I can visit arcades, karaoke places, video game, not arcades, but like other video game based places where you can buy video games, where you can buy cards maybe, video game based merchandise, VTuber based merchandise for that matter, and places like that. What else? There's something else I'm forgetting, but yeah, those kinds of places. Me and my manager drew them, but sometimes I wrote messages like, thank you and have a wonderful day. Ah, that's so nice. That's so nice. What were we gonna do? I forgot. Oh yeah, Nate. Nate. I'm also gonna take a look at him in Masters EX to see what he gets. But here... the Adventures, Blake. And his name in Japanese is Lack2, based on Black 2. Lack2. Such a funny name, in my opinion. Right, so Blake would be. I like that we were able to see the undersuit though. Something I've always been curious about. It always looked to me like a swimsuit of sorts, like a big surfing suit. And with Rosa, it always looked like the little like bow tie thingy, like the ribbon thingy that she has in the back is like the back of a bikini top, or a very elaborate swimsuit. But yeah, instead of getting D-Watt, I gave him Samurott, but he has Keldeo and Jinsek, that's why I gave him that. Kabuto's Gliscor is Cavalier, based on that. But man, I think I'm gonna give him different Pokemon. I don't know which ones though. That's why I also wanted to see Masters. Okay, he gets Braviary. I'm gonna give him Braviary then. And probably Wigglytuff because of this. During the... Partner with Blake during the Autumn Choir Tournament. He didn't actually catch a Jigglypuff there, but I think it would fit to give him that. He gets to have a fairy type in Unova, which is a rare thing. Maybe. I have been to Tokyo 2 times. Recently I have been to Hiroshima by bullet train. Ah, nice. Hope they were nice experiences. So, okay. So, water, rock, water. So he does repeat a type here, but it's okay. Gliscor, ground flying, Escavalier, bug steel, Wigglytuff, normal fairy, Braviary, normal flying. So it also repeats the normal type here, I think, but it's fine. I think it works out. Can I share about my hobbies? Sure, Panda. Yeah. I appreciate that you're asking first. With your... Oh, and this is... It says chair in here, right? With the friendly disposition, I feel like you don't need to ask, but I appreciate that you do anyway. Now, Nate, yes, we did save everyone, right? Hopefully we saved everyone. Because sometimes I forget to save these. We're gonna take a look at them as a gallery at the end of the stream, at the end of the video, but yeah. Now let's do Rosa. And yeah, we may do some different things with her party. My gosh, her outfit is just so cool. I love her outfit. Let's look at her complete outfit actually, because again, it's just the bias I have for thigh highs and stuff like that. I just love them. And yeah, like the undersuit, like what she has under her t-shirt kind of looks like it's the top of a fancy looking bikini. I don't know why. It always seemed that way to me. Like, I always thought it would make sense if trainers were also ready to swim at a moment's notice. They're always surfing on top of their Pokemon or doing something similar. But partly from what I saw the triathletes do in the Gen 3 Hoenn games, and what they did in Alola, when you ride on the when you do the Poke Ride thingy, they have you change into a sort of swimsuit. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense for a trainer that's traveling through all sorts of terrain. Sometimes their Pokemon take them here and there, but it also makes sense to change your outfit. It looks... There's something about it that looks very... What's the word? Sporty. That also looks very... You know, I love that sort of sporty, sort of like ready for battle look. Ready for Pokemon battle look that they have. Most of the player characters have. That's why I love it. especially when they're wearing gloves. Rosa is not wearing them, but there's some that do. Nemona, for example, in the Scarlet and Violet games right now, so good. I love her outfit so much. I love her even more than the protagonist outfit because I don't think they have gloves like that. But yeah, this is why I love Rosa's outfit so much. But I love it when they do those changes. That sort of elite trainer feel. It sets the player character apart from like the casual trainers you encounter a lot. Like, you encounter a swimmer who is just, yeah, okay, the male swimmer in most games has the swimmer cap, the goggles, they look professional, but for swimming. Like, Pokemon battles, you have a Pokemon battle against them, but it's more like their hobby, their side thing. Their main thing is to swim. You have let's say, a biker that you face. You can tell Pokemon battling is a hobby for them. That's why you also get to beat them easily most of the time, right? You are the one that's aiming for the championship in the Pokemon League. That's the thing I like. So that's something important for the designs. You cook design stuff like fashion and architecture, crafting things like clothing, books, etc. Do music, traveling, studying, write stories, and do art. You are such a Renaissance man, a Renaissance person. Well, I'm not saying man because I think you're a man necessarily. It's just the expression Renaissance man, which I think is talking about someone who does a lot of different things in different arts, in different disciplines. That's the right word, I think. So Rosa's team, she gets Embor. Which starter they got is based on the manga, I believe. Axelgore. She actually gets Wigglytuff. Huh. I'm gonna have to change that in Nate's party, actually. But I'm not gonna do it right now. I mean, it's not the end of the world if they both get Wigglytuff. It works out, too. But okay. Axelgore. Ah, she gets the imposter as well. Among Us. By the way, just to clarify, I'm referencing this from an Excel document I did a while ago. Just putting these parties together. I actually need to finish the parties for Paldea. I haven't finished that part yet. Just a few parties left. Since there's no adventurous protagonists for Florian and Juliana yet, I'm gonna have to do them all originally. So I'm gonna have to just base them on what I think is a nice varied Pokemon party for them. But they'll all get a starter. Nemona, Florian, and Juliana. Florian and Juliana are the male and female player character from Scarlet and Violet, respectively. And Nemona, well, yeah, she's the main rival, basically. Recently, you made a bright red leather jacket and it has a black dragon on the back and you wear it in public. Wow, subarashi! Wow, that sounds sugoi and kakoi. That sounds awesome. That's really cool, though. I wouldn't know the first step to doing anything like that. I've considered doing cosplay. I feel like that's something that would be fun. But then doing your own clothing, that sounds like super difficult for me. Like, where do I even start with that? But yeah, it's just a matter of learning how to do it. Long ago in school, when I was a kid in this human form, they taught me to do, I think, knitting. But I never... Well, I learned how to, but I forgot. I've forgotten. It's been a while. And I'm gonna give them Mega Altaria. Or no, actually, well, she gets Wigglytuff. No, it's gonna be a repeat of the fairy type. She's just gonna have Altaria then. But this Wigglytuff is subject to change. Altaria is subject to change, actually. Both of them. For now, this is gonna be Rosa. Repeats the Wigglytuff with Nate. I might keep that repetition, honestly. It's kind of nice to have them repeat a Pokemon. In some cases, it works out nicely. Some cases, you want to avoid it. Personally. And I think this is the last trainer we're going to do. Hugh, the rival in Black 2 and White 2. And we can look at the gallery in a moment. This is Hugh. I also make clothing for my friends and my girlfriend. I also make small clothing for my girlfriends. Chinchilla! Chinchilla? I'm not sure how you say that still to this day, but... That sounds kawaii as well. Well, that sounds so cool, Panda. That's wonderful. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. So yes, Hugh gets Superior. Then he also gets Electros. Bofaland. Then he's gonna get Flygon. I feel like Flygon gets underrated as a dragon Pokemon sometimes. Like, you put it in your monotype dragon party. I mean, the combination of ground and dragon is also there in Garchomp, dragon ground, but it's a cool combination. There's something that sounds so unique about it. But it sucks because it kind of sucks because it has quadruple weakness, but that doesn't make a Pokemon. Well, I shouldn't say the word sucks, but yeah. No problem. Yeah. So there's Hugh. What's his Japanese name? Hugh is such a difficult word to like say in Japanese, I feel. What is Rosa's name in Japanese also? Mei. Ah, very simple. Very simple. Mei. And then the one that is called Mei, M-A-Y, is called Haruka, if I recall correctly, in Japanese. Hugh. Ah, so it is literally Hugh. In that way, okay. Yomi bukai. Omoshiroi. During the Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 playthrough on the 15 April 2012 episode of Pokemon Smash, they chose the name Hiroshi for Hugh. Initially, a backstage chain joke originated from when the Smash Cat was passing time by practicing signing, "Can you name all the Pokemon BW?" Following the Japanese naming conventions of the Clink evolutionary family, it was determined that Hiroshi was the final evolved form of Yamamoto Hiroshi. Hiroshi Yamamoto, voice actor. Probably he voiced Hugh for the Black 2 and White 2 trailer. I recall there was wow, he's voiced a lot of things. Let me see. No. What? Hiroshi Fujioka? Nani? Fujioka Hiroshi. Hiroshi Fujioka is the actor for the first Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider Ichigo Hongo Takeshi. Nanda to? Pokemon Ranger and the Temple of the Sea. I'm gonna save this blasted tab. Let me make a note. I'm not gonna watch the whole movie. I think I'm just gonna watch the scenes where he's in. Where this character's in. Captain Phantomu. Of course, I'm gonna watch it in Japanese. I gotta listen to Fujioka voicing him. Let me see what you put, Panda. I used to make homemade mangas. What? 20 in total, but they are all gone? Oh, that sucks though. That sounds amazing. I miss the artwork that I have spent so much time on. Thankfully, I still have my anime-based old paintings, which I'm really proud of. You absolute maniac. You sound so talented in so many things. That's amazing. But yeah, it feels like if you ever feel up to it, you might have a nice possibility there for a career. Getting involved in anime or manga or cosplay based on the things you do. We were looking for... Was it Yamamoto Hiroshi? What was the name? Oh no, this is... No, I already closed Hugh's page, right? Let me open that again. Was it Yamamoto, the last name of that person? I don't remember. Yamamoto Hiroshi, but I can't find that person here. That's weird. But okay. Hello there. Sorry I can't read your name, but glad to have you here. We're actually about to finish the teams, so we'll be taking a look at them in a moment. No, actually, we're finishing them. Yeah, we're about to get into the full gallery. So if I didn't miss any, we have 30 teams right here. Because this one is a bit more special. There's more player characters than usual. There's more rivals than usual. Kalos, I think we're gonna have a lot of rivals. But not because there's like sequel games. Just because they had A lot of them. Although a couple of them didn't even get into the final game. Only Shauna and the other player character, Gender, actually get all the way to the end game with a party. But I still made parties for the others. But well, we'll talk more about that on the next stream. But yeah. I am also an animator, but I have never released my work to the public. If you ever do, though, I hope it works out great. It sounds like you are very talented at it. Katie, the voices of the shadow of many that wants you to quit but you fight your way through the darkness to seek out the light of success and happiness. Have a nice day, stay safe, and enjoy life. Kinda didn't understand some of what you said there, Black Prism, but the optimistic sentiment you have there, I wish you the best. Thank you for that. If I got that right, if I got your message right, I appreciate that. Yes, I think we're finished with the parties. Let me just make double sure. I didn't have anybody else from Team Plasma. I am, you know, Anne and Colress in a way represent Team Plasma, but I don't have like a party for Getses or anything. I just haven't bothered with like the team leaders for that. I think the only exception for that is gonna be Paldia, but that's also because the Team Star leaders and the creator of Team Star also are special trainers in their own way that deserve to have a team created for these videos. I'm also Sculpture. My God, what don't you do? What don't you do? You sound amazing, seriously. I'm also Sculpture and I have clay sculptures of characters from different anime series and of VTubers. Ah, Sugoi? Sugoi, that sounds awesome. Oh my gosh, yeah. You know, one of these days I'm gonna have to buy a figure, maybe my own figure, of a VTuber and put it somewhere on my desk. Right now on my desk, on this desk where I have my PC and everything, my monitors, I have an Ultra Father from Ultraman figure. I have a small monochrome figure of the Flame Swordsman from Yu-Gi-Oh! Hono no Kenshi. That's the name of the card, Flame Swordsman Hono no Kenshi, that is associated with Jonochi. From all the way back to the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, at least. It's a fusion card, if I recall correctly. And I have a head of Kamen Rider Sekros. It's just a head. It's like a series of Kamen Rider like figures they release, but it's not the full body. It's just a helmet that they have on a little stand. That's the one I have. But it's missing one of the antenna. I actually lost it because the antenna for some reason detach. I don't know why. I don't see the reason why you would ever want to remove them. Maybe for cleaning or for modifying them if you're a particular type of toy collector. I don't know. But yeah, that's the Sekros head I have. Missing one of the antennas, sadly. A friend, a long time ago, a friend went to Japan and bought it for me. And she gifted it to me. Like, wow, thank you so much. Like, I went, like, it was actually, like, her birthday party after she returned, and she gifted it to me on her birthday. So that was great. That was great. Maybe you can make a clay sculpture of me if you get the chance. Oh, panda. That sounds like such a wonderful thing. Would be great if you do. That would be absolutely lovely. And you have my heart for that. But yes, I think with this we have concluded the teams. Let's switch to the screen right here. I hope it's okay. The chat is not gonna display here for now. I'm thinking of other ways I'm gonna display the chat here in the future. But for now, this is how it's gonna be. This is the screen that doesn't have like the overlay and everything, but let me set up the gallery that we're gonna use for this. Let's see, I gotta set each of these up almost individually, so bear with me for a moment here. In the meantime, let's continue listening to some chill lo-fi straight out of Unova. Haha. So yeah, I need to delete the previous ones because this is from like the same gallery for Thino. I just do them every time for each stream. As I think we're about to hit the 3-hour mark. Not too shabby. Yosh. Let's see. Unova. Ishu in Japanese. I think it's literally the only region that has a different name in Japanese. Because usually most names in Pokemon have a different name in Japanese than they do in English. Chinese and Korean, I think, also have different names. I don't know about other languages. Spanish tends to repeat the English names a lot. Or there may be different variants of Spanish, I'm not sure. Sometimes French and Italian, I think, have different names. Russian, I think, has different names. But anyway, they're in alphabetical order with the gym types. So we're gonna start with the bug gym and finish with the water gym. And after that, it's alphabetical order based on the names of the characters that are not tied to a gym. So again, Marlon is going to be there because he's not the water gym leader in this case. Cress already got that. And we're not going to have multiple gym leaders for one gym type. We're not going to do that. Or multiple gyms of the same type. It's not something I want to do, personally. My girlfriend does also crafting, art, designing, and sculpting. You are both like a... You sound like a power couple, Panda. She likes to give those things as a gift. You are such a power couple. A couple of talented Renaissance talents, I guess. You know, yeah, it's kind of like, in a way, you sound like VTubers yourselves, like a VTuber that has multiple talents, does multiple things. Myself, I'm in gaming, I'm in entertainment, singing, so it's music, video games, voice acting to a minor extent. I'm working on that one, but it's something that already starts becoming a thing thanks to this. And... well, that's basically it. Doesn't sound as much as you, but I'm not saying it to show off. Just as a comparison. He's very nice, sweet, kind, very supportive and caring. He likes to behave cute around me. Ah, kawaii, kanojo. And she also likes to flirt with me when I'm around with my friends and it gets awkward and I blush. Ah! That sounds like a kawaii relationship. But you have self-awareness though. Self-awareness even though you feel that way. So that's nice. But now though, let's take a moment to take a look at all of the teams, alright? First, the bug type gym. The team for Berg, the maximum, so these teams are meant to be the maximum teams. Maximum in the sense that the Pokemon are fully evolved and it's 6 of them. So again, what you would find in Gym Leader Castle, World Tournament. And for the gym leaders, trying to stick to that monotype as much as possible, right? Or well, the type experts. Berg, the bug type gym leader. Livani, his signature, Vespiquen, Crustle, Escavalier, Axel Gore, and Durant. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna say the types also. I don't remember the types of all of them, I think, but let's see. Livani, pure bug, I believe. Vespiquen, or Vespiquen, I think was bug flying, or just bug. Yeah, she's bug flying. And Vespiquen is always a she, so we can say she here. Crustle, Bug Rock, Escavalier, Bug Steel, Axel Gore, which reminds me a little bit of a Kamen Rider, Pure Bug, and Durant, Bug Steel. 2 Bug Steel types. Sometimes I may say the order of these wrong because they're meant to be, you know, some of them are Bug Steel, some of them are Steel Bug, but it really doesn't matter if I get that part wrong at the end of the day. Grimsley, the Dark type gym leader in this case. Bisharp, his signature, or it might be King Gambit, but in this case we're gonna have both. Bisharp, Dark Steel, Leopard, Pure Dark, Crocodile, Ground Dark, Scrafty, Dark Fighting, Mandibles, Dark Flying, and King Gambit, Dark Steel as well. Did I get all of them right? I think Leopard is Pure Dark, but it might be Dark Poison, I'm not sure. No, it is Pure Dark, there we go. Elisa, the Electric type gym leader. Sepstrika, Pure Electric, Galvantula, Bug Electric, Emolga, I'm not sure how you say it, I'm gonna say Emolga. I always say like that for some reason. You know, I only found out recently that Espion is how you say, you know, the psychic evolution. For so many years I've been saying Espion, but I played a little bit of Pokemon Stadium 2 recently, and the announcer said Espion. Sometimes the announcer says it differently than how I say it, but I don't always go for that pronunciation. But with Espion I like it because I realize it's supposed to come from Esper. That psychic part, right? So Espion. Anyway, the other 3 of Elisa, Electros, Pure Electric, Stunfisk, Ground Electric, and Ampharos, Pure Electric. Not Mega Ampharos though, so it's Pure Electric. You need to go now. It was nice talking and meeting you. Take care and goodbye. I also gave you a like and a sub. Hope you're welcome and have a wonderful day. First of all, I'm sorry that didn't show up on the stream. It was supposed to. I really need to take a look at those alerts. But second, thank you so much You have a good day too, Panda. Arigatou gozaimasu. I'll see you around. Janet. Let's continue now with the gym leaders. The fairy type gym leader, the Ash Ketchum placeholder. It's not Ash or anybody that looks like him necessarily. No, definitely not Ash. Whimsicott, grass fairy. Audino, mega Audino, that is. Normal fairy. Clefable, pure fairy. Azumarill, water fairy. Sylveon, pure fairy. Wigglytuff, normal fairy. This is the only one that didn't have most of the Pokemon be from Generation 5. Because of how it was with the fairy type, it was introduced a generation after, and they didn't have a lot of the Unova Pokémon be fairy type. Literally only Cottony and Whimsicott who are both on the same evolutionary family, so it's only Whimsicott in this case. But they also added a Mega Evolution for Audino that gives it the fairy type, so it counts and it also doesn't count, in a way. But in this case, we would have the Mega Evolution. When I make it in Showdown, it's gonna be in the National Dex or in Gen 7, so it can be Mega Evolved. Probably. Then, Marshall, the fighting type gym leader in this case. Conkeldurr, his signature. Sock, Throw, all of them pure fighting. Mienshao, pure fighting. Emboar, fire fighting. I keep thinking Emboar is fire dark, but it's actually fire fighting. They overdid it there, doing 3 firefighting types in a row. That's why nobody wants to see a firefighting starter again for a long time, if ever. It's a constant sort of running joke for Pokemon fans, I think. But yeah, finally, last but not least, Hisuian Lilligant grass fighting. Because Lilligant is originally from Unova, but in this case we have the Hisuian variant. For a while they weren't available in Pokemon Showdown, but they finally introduced them along with many of the other Generation 9 Pokemon. So that's great, like you can officially use them in many game modes in Pokemon Showdown now. Because you could just select them, I think, but they would always be illegal, so I think you can only use them in Anything Goes, if even that. And yeah, there were a lot of limitations. It's called Anything Goes, but there's actually a few things that you can't do. Depending. But yeah, Chili, the fire-type gym leader. Simisear, his signature. Heatmore, pure fire, both of them. Darmanitan, I believe, is pure fire, though in the middle of the battle it can become Sendarmanitan, psychic fire. Emboar, firefighting. Chandelure, fire ghost, or was it ghost fire? I don't remember. Volcarona, bug fire. Next is the flying type gym, led by Skyla. Her signature Swanna, water flying. Omphesant, I believe, is normal flying. Braviary, also normal flying, I think. Archeops, rock flying. Zubat. I'm trying to pronounce it differently than Zubat. Zubat. I think it's meant to be said Zubat. Zubato Sanjo. Zubato Kaiketsu. Kaiketsu Zubat. I always keep thinking of Kaiketsu Zubat, the Tokusatsu series with Hiroshi Miyauchi. Anyway, Zubat, psychic flying. Mandiboss, dark flying. Yes, the next gym, Sugino Gym. The dragon type gym led by Drayden. Because Iris is more of a champion now than a gym leader. His signature, Drodigon, pure dragon. Haxorus, pure dragon. Hydreigon, dark dragon. Flygon, ground dragon. Altaria, dragon flying. This is not Mega Altaria. And Dragapult, ghost dragon. We had a little bit of fun giving him Dragapult right there. Otherwise we can replace Dragapult with Salamence maybe. But I gave him that to have more variety, so he doesn't have yet another dragon flying type. And yet another dragon that was introduced in Hoenn. So Shauntal, the ghost type gym leader, in this case. Her signature, Chandelure, ghost fire. Cofagrigus, pure ghost. Golurk, ground ghost. Jellicent, water ghost. Runrigus, ground ghost. So based on the evolution of Galarian Yamask in Galar. And Hisuian Zoroark, normal ghost. Her team is always gonna be fun to face, because she's probably gonna use the illusion of Zoroark. In Pokemon Showdown, it's great when you get a Zoroark in random battles, because if you have that in a game mode in which you build your own team, you know, you might be thinking, yeah, it will be fun to have like the illusion of Zoroark, so I want to put it in my party. So you would need one that's not random battle, so you can guarantee you always have Zoroark in your party. But the problem with those is that you can always see the opponent's party before you start the game, because you decide which Pokemon is going to go out first, so it's probably based on that. And so you would be able to see that they have a Zoroark, so you're already going to get the opponent will see that you have a Zoroark, so they already can maybe figure out if one of your Pokemon is an illusion. On the other hand, on the random battle modes, when you get a Zoroark, they won't know that, because the Pokemon the opponent has are not revealed to you until they are in the battle. So you see 6 Pokeballs, or rather 5 Pokeballs, because you see the first Pokemon that gets released immediately. So if you want to find out all the Pokemon that the opponent has, you need to make it so that they have only one Pokemon left, or they have released all the Pokemon by switching out. So I usually like to be at the end of the battle. First of all, because I'm trying to win, right? I mean, I'm having fun. I still have fun with a lot of the time when I lose, especially if it's a close battle, but I'm trying to win nonetheless. Now, Silin, the Grass-type gym leader, also in the same city. I'm not saying where the cities would be located in this hypothetical Ultimate League, but I did do that in a previous stream. If I ever do this in a full video, a more edited video that's more narrowed down, instead of a live stream in which we're also chatting and talking about other things, right? I probably would do that as well, though. I would take a closer look at the Unova map. For Kanto, Johto, and to an extent Hoenn, I didn't do it on the Hoenn stream, but I did kind of do it off the stream. It was easy because I did play the games where those regions appear, but the other ones, I've yet to play the games with those regions. So I don't have as much familiarity with the geography, with the cities and all that. Anyway, Simisage, his signature, Pure Grass, Ferrothorn, Grass Steel, I don't know what I'm thinking. Ferrothorn, you find it so much in competitive teams, a hazard setter most of the time. So yeah, it's easy to see that in a team in Showdown. Anyway, Maractus, which I think was Pure Grass, let me check very quickly. Yes, Whimsicott, Grass Fairy, Lilligant, Pure Grass, this is Unova and Lilligant, and Serperior, also Pure Grass. Next gym, Clay, the creator of the B2W2 World Tournament, which this inspired, among other things like Mount Battle and Pokemon Stadium and such, but yeah. His signature, Excadrill, Ground Steel, Crocodile, Ground Dark, Seismitoad, Water, Ground Water, whatever the order is, Golurk, Ground Ghost, Stunfisk, Galarian, Ground Steel, and Runrigus, Ground Ghost. He could also get regular Stunfisk, but Elesa already has that, so he's gonna get the Galarian variant for variety. But otherwise, if we want to stick even more to the Unova impurity, quote unquote, then we can give him the regular one. But Bryson, the Ice-type gym leader, his signature, Cryogonal, Pure Ice, Beartick, also Pure Ice, Vanillux, also Pure Ice, Darmanitan, Galarian, also Pure Ice until he goes into Zen mode, which I think becomes Psychic Ice or Ice Fire, maybe? I don't remember. But yeah, Weavile, Dark Ice, and Dugong, Water Ice. Hi, Sugino Gym, Ikuzo. Lenora, the normal type gym leader. Cheren is not the normal gym leader here, nor is his party normal monotype, as we'll see later. And yeah, there was no image for her either, so again, the placeholder. Her signature, Watchog, Pure Normal. Audino, Pure Normal, not the Mega Audino that we saw earlier. Saucepok, Normal Grass. Cinchino, Pure Normal. Buffaland, Pure Normal. And Omphazant, Normal Flying. Normal type, I think, is the one that has the most pure Pokemon in it. Like, you know, without another type, it's just like one type. I think normal is the one that has that the most. We've had gym leaders that are normal before that have nothing but pure normal Pokemon, no other type in their parties. And that's fun. That's fun to do parties like that. Roxy, the poison type gym leader. Her signature, Scolipede, Bog Poison, Garbodor, Pure Poison, Amoonguss, the imposter, Grass Poison, Seviper, Pure Poison, Toxapex, Water Poison, and Toxtricity. It fits her so well, doesn't it? Introduced after Gen 5, but I had to give that to her. You know, we had room to add a Pokemon that's not from Unova here too. The same with Toxapex. Toxtricity, though, fits her the most. And it's a electric poison. This is the amped form of Toxtricity. We will see more Toxtricity in Paldea and Galar. It was introduced in Gen 8, so yeah, Galar. But I think there's one or two in a team in Paldea. Then Caitlyn, the Psychic type, gym leader in this case. Breaks my heart we couldn't have an image for her, but that's alright. Her signature, Gothitelle, pure Psychic. Reuniclus, pure Psychic as well. However you say it, Reuniclus, Reuniclus, I don't know. Sigilyph, Psychic Flying. Musharna, pure Psychic. Beheeyem, pure Psychic, I think. Looks like it's a Psychic Steel type, but I think it's pure Psychic, yeah. And Zubat, Psychic Flying, just like Sigilyph. That Zubat is subject to change, but that works too. Then the Rock type Gym Leader, another new character like the Fairy type Gym Leader, because all the others are already pre-existing characters. Honestly, I want to use as many pre-existing characters as possible for the new Gym Leaders. But that's not always going to be possible. Anyway. Yeah, the ones where that's really going to be possible. Yeah, future regions are going to have a lot of experts as well. A lot of types represented. I think Kalos, so yeah, from here on we're going to have a lot of types well represented by an already existing character that can be the gym leader if they're not already. I think only Kalos will be the exception, but Alola has a lot with the trial captains, the Kahunas, Elite Four. And yeah, we're gonna make it so that they have a formal league, so there's gonna be gym leaders for them now. But that's like 2 streams from now for the Pokemon streams. And then Galar has a nice variety too from what I remember. And Paldea literally has a type expert for everyone. So it works out perfectly. But yeah, the Rock type gym leader, Jigalith, their signature, Crustle, Bog Rock, Caracosta, Water Rock, and Jigalith Pure Rock. I think I forgot to say that. Did I? Man, my attention span. Anyway, Archeops, Rock Flying, Probopass, Rock Steel, and Tyranitar, Rock Dark. I believe Probopass was the signature of Roxanne in Hoenn, and Tyranitar was somebody's signature. I don't remember who. Anyway, Colress, now the Steel type gym leader. Klinklang, his signature, Pure Steel, Excadrill, Ground Steel, Escavalier, Bug Steel, Ferrothorn, Grass Steel, Durant, Bug Steel, and Bisharp, Dark Steel. 2 Bug Steel types right there. But yeah, he has Klinklang. Nobody else has Klinklang if I'm not mistaken. Then the Water type gym leader to finish all the 18 type experts. In this case, they're all gym leaders as well. Simipour, his signature, Water, Pure Water type. Basculin, Blue Striped. I need to give someone a red stripe Basculin maybe. Anyway. Pure Water also, Samurott, Pure Water, Seismitoad, Water Ground, Alomomola, Pure Water. Huh, both Marlon and Cress have an Alomomola. I thought they didn't. But that's okay, whatever. And then Caracosta, Water Rock. Yeah, something about Seismitoad and Caracosta is just fun for me. Alright, so those that are not type experts or... Well, one of them will be a Water type expert in Marlon, but... Other notable trainers in the region. Champion Alder. Champion ranked Alder, maybe we should say. Because we're also, if this were a game, we would also do it like Scarlet and Violet in that it's more of a champion rank. Though there is a champion that those that want to reach that rank have to face in a champion assessment of sorts. It's a champion challenge. And a lot of the times that champion challenge will also be like in front of a stadium. Like in Sword and Shield. Many things from many Pokemon games in these ones. Like, it's a great amalgam of my favorite aspects of the Pokemon games, honestly. And then some new things as well. But his signature, Volcarona, Bug Fire, Bofaland, Pure Normal, Reuniclus, Pure Psychic, Crocodile, Ground Dark, Vanilluxe, Pure Ice, and Hisuian, Braviary, Psychic Flying. It's a little reference to the fact that there's a hero from Hisui that resembles him a lot. And some fan theories exist that say that he is that very same hero who traveled to the future. Because there's this thing with Alder that he doesn't use technology very well, supposedly. So it's kind of based on that. And the fact that, and the resemblance between those two people. Now Bianca, who may be champion ranked. or at least elite ranked. That we will make that be a thing too. Elite rank is basically anybody who has earned all 18 badges or beaten the tournament after earning all 8 badges, or even completed the Pokédex. That's another idea I've had. So we would incorporate the Pokédex into the Pokemon League. Maybe. Anybody who is elite rank has the right to challenge the champion whenever they wish. But if they lose the challenge, then, you know, we probably have the implication that you have to wait a little while or something. But yeah. I would love to say that those who used to be Elite Four members who are now gym leaders, for example, Chantal, Caitlyn, would also be elite rank trainers, but they have chosen to remain as gym leaders. And maybe they challenged a champion, but they never got the champion rank. Or maybe some of them even are former champions. Who knows? Where Bianca's party, Samurott, pure water, Chandelier, fire ghost, Mean Shao, pure fighting, Simisage, pure grass, Audino, normal fairy because this is Mega Audino, and Haxorus, pure dragon. Then we have Cherin. Elite rank, maybe champion rank. His signature, Stoutland, pure normal. That's also why I didn't give a Stoutland to Lenora. Omphesant, normal flying. Gigalith, pure rock. Simipour, pure water. And Liepard, Liepard, pure dark. And Haxorus, pure dragon. Yosh. Sugino Torena. How would you say it in Japanese? Torena? Anyway. Trainer. Hilbert. Champion rank Hilbert. I think it's safe to say the player characters do achieve a champion rank. Some of the rivals though, maybe not. Embor. Fire fighting. I might have gotten some of these wrong as I said it and I didn't correct myself, so sorry about that. Musharna, pure psychic. Braviary, normal flying. Galvantula, bog electric. Caracosta, water rock type. And Amungos, grass poison. Is it okay if I keep reading the types? I've been doing it like this for every stream. Most streams at least, but if you prefer if I just read out loud like the names. Hopefully it doesn't sound tedious to keep reading the names like this, but hopefully whatever is the best experience, do let me know. Whether you would prefer if I didn't read the types or if I just read the names. Yosh. Next is Hilda. Her signature, Serperior, pure grass. Alomomola, pure water. Stunfisk, ground electric. Reuniclus, psychic. Mandibus, dark flying. And Simiseer, pure fire. Next is Hugh. He also gets Serperior. His signature, pure grass. Electros, pure electric. Buffalant, pure normal. Flygon, ground dragon. Omphesant, normal flying. And Ninetales, pure fire. Fire. Champion rank Iris. Her signature Haxorus, pure dragon type. Lapras, water ice. Mega Aggron, pure steel because it's the Mega Evolution. Archeops, rock flying. Salamence, dragon flying. And Hydreigon, dark dragon. So it's not a monotype dragon party because it's more of a champion party. I prefer the champions to have type variety. But in this case, since they also have that background as a type expert, I did something similar with Steven. Not with Wallace though. Not with Wallace, but yeah, with Steven, I did this with Lance as well. Though, I mean, their parties are also not entirely monotype, even within the games. Partly because they're champion. It wasn't until Generation 4, I think, that they decided to make every champion monotype, which I think, multi-type, which I think is a lot better. Like, I think every champion should never have a monotype party. Not even a party with 3 of the Pokemon sharing a type, like, as much type variety as possible. That's also what distinguishes them from the other trainers, the gym leaders, the Elite Four. They just made an exception with Iris, but again, they gave her other Pokemon, which are partly the ones you saw there. Ah, but speaking of monotype, Marlon. Elite ranked Marlon in this case. He's not a gym leader. Maybe he was a gym leader at some point. We might change the story to be like that. He was gym leader before Crest, maybe? I don't know. He left that. He left that partly because he wanted to travel the region more. He wanted to focus more on swimming, but he's still an elite trainer. He achieved that. You know, to also give him that, he's got to be a notable trainer in some way, and I feel like this makes up for the fact that he's no longer gym leader. I can't do anything else with him, honestly. yeah, he would be a notable trainer you'd find in the tournament or somewhere else. Anyway, his signature, Jellicent, Water Ghost, Caracosta, Water Rock, Starmie, Water Psychic, Alomomola, Pure Water. We've seen quite a few Alomomola already, more than I expected. Mantine, Water Flying, and Wailord, Pure Water, if I recall correctly. Then Natural Harmonious Gropius. Yes, I think I remember. His signature, Sorork, Pure Dark, Embor, Firefighting. Oh yeah, this is the first variant. Embor, Firefighting, Samurott, Pure Water, Serperior, Pure Grass. This is the variant where he gets the 3 starters, which makes sense to me. Archeops, Rock Flying, and Vanillux, Pure Ice. But there's a variant with the legendaries. So in this case, the 3 starters are changed for Reshiram, Zekrom, and Kyurem. I forget their types. Let me take a look at them. One of them was electric, another water, I think. Might be getting that wrong. Let me see. Reshiram is Dragon Fire, Zekrom is Dragon Electric, Kyurem is Dragon Ice, and he's only gonna get 1 Kyurem to make it simple, because I could even change Archeops and Vanillux to be the other 2 Kyurem. Not sure if that's even possible. Showdown would have some limitations in some game modes for that, but yeah. We've had to go for anything goes, because otherwise they have the same species clause. I wish they lifted that clause for like regional forms, so that you can have the same Pokemon, but in 2 different regional forms. Like, yeah, I get that it's the same species name, but yeah, it's not quite the same. I think now the ones that are like, they look like they're a regional form, but they actually have a different name, like Wiglet and Wugtrio, for example. I think they are called Convergent Pokemon. So just treat them as the same as Convergent Pokemon. Now, Nate, his signature, Samurott, Water type, Kabutops, Water Rock, Gliscor, Ground Flying, Escavalier, Bug Steel, Wigglytuff, Normal Fairy, and Braviary, Normal Flying. Then Rosa. They both have a Wigglytuff. Since these are in alphabetical order, it's a nice coincidence that it's Rosa immediately after Nate. But you saw Hugh earlier, right? So that's why it's not exactly the order you might think of. This is just alphabetical. Embor, Firefighting, Axelgore, Pure Bug, Amoonguss, Grass Poison, Wigglytuff, Normal Fairy, Magnezone, Electric Steel, and Altaria, Normal Flying. And that's it. Those are all the trainers. We go all the way back to Berkey there. The last one right there was Rosa. Alright. Well, I hope that was a lot of fun for you, Maniacs, whether you've been watching live, whether you watch here in the archive video, as a video form. Again, YouTube has been so nice in finally dividing shorts videos and live into their separate tabs. Makes everybody's timeline look so much better and allow you to do all sorts of live streams while being able to stick to your videos, not having it be a mess. No, and actually I saw my created playlist recently and I saw the live streams playlist. And you know what I did? I deleted that because we don't need it anymore. The purpose of that live stream playlist was to be able to have them organized in a place separate from the videos, but now there's no longer a need for that. But you know what I think I should do? I'm going to make a playlist for the Pokemon League creation streams. Let me make a note, actually. I should do it after the stream. Like, it's been 5 out of 9 so far, but we should definitely do that. It's gonna be 9 in total for the 9 regions. Again, Hisui is part of Sinnoh in this case, so it's 9 regions. We're not gonna do Ore. I'm not really gonna do a Pokemon League there, I think. But yeah. Because there's no new Pokemon introduced in Ore. Otherwise I could do it, but it would have a lot of Pokemon from Hoenn probably and other places. From Hoenn, Johto, and Kanto, since it was in Gen 3 that they did that. But yeah. Well, Maniacs, Superstars, Supernovas, Tajigen Travelers, thank you so much for joining me today. I had very lovely conversations with some of you. Thank you for being here, for those that were there in the chat, and even if you just were lurking or you're watching here. Hey, you're supporting me, you're supporting your favorite superstar. So I appreciate that very much. Thank you for watching. Actually, I forget, let me remind you of the schedule for this week. There's only 2 streams left for this year, as there are only 2 days left for this year, at least in these time zones you see here, right? Tomorrow we'll continue with Final Fantasy Friday. We're going back to Twitch for the remaining 2 streams. So Final Fantasy is always a wonderful experience. Make sure to tune in for that. I might make it to the level cap of free-to-play, level 60 level cap tomorrow. We'll see what happens, but if it all goes well, we'll continue doing group content, unlocking more coils. We gotta get through those as fast as we can. Hopefully we can, but I will need the help of people for that. It depends on whether they're there or not. And then the New Year's Eve Zatsudan. We have so much to talk about on that stream. Hey, and is that the end of the playlist again? Wow. We really went through the Unova Lo-Fi playlist twice. But it's ending just as the stream is ending. That's perfect timing, actually. Yeah. But yeah, looking back at 2022, looking forward towards 2023 for that New Year's Eve Zatsudan. I don't know how long the stream is going to be. As long as it takes, I guess. Not going to go for 12 hours or so. If I went for 12 hours, we would make it all the way to the new year, I think. But no. Probably not going to be that long. I'll be greeting the new year in my main time zones off the stream, I think. But yeah, look forward to those, maniacs. Thank you so much for watching today. But for now, whichever way I see you next. Otsukaresama desu. Oh, ending the stream with some silence right here. Otsukaresama.